We are live.
As you all know, all of the Winter Lecture Series this year has been filmed by our good friends Addressing Gettysburg and Matt Callery, operating the camera up front. Now, Matt's not doing this out of the kindness of his heart. We have paid him what I will call a modest honorarium. Very modest. So he's technically a contractor. And I've worked with a lot of contractors. Some are very good. Some are not good. Matt has been very, very good. So occasionally at the park, when someone goes above and beyond, when we have a staff member, a ranger, a volunteer, a member of the foundation do something that really benefits the park, we give them something that's kind of akin to a brevet promotion. Doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't come with any money, but we might ask you to do something else for us. And that's what I have here. So it's a small commemorative coin that we give out. So Matt. That's awesome. I love that
stuff. From the Gettysburg Museum of History Studios, high atop Baltimore Street, in a maximum security facility complete with central air, it's AG Today.
Hi, this is Darren.
And Mayor from the Civil War Breakfast Club podcast.
This is Dan Casella from the No Pollution of Cowardice podcast.
This is Wayne Motz from the Gettysburg Foundation.
Hi, I'm John Rothman.
Hi, this is Bo Brinkman.
Hi, this is Joseph Fuqua, and you're listening to Addressing Gettysburg. You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg with Matt Callery.
Don't ever go on America Got Talent. You won't make it.
I don't think so. Hey, what happened?
Did you say Abe Lincoln?
Bullshit.
The top of the list.
Yeah.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg Today.
Where do you come from?
Oh, man. Evelyn, you're such an utter delight. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Addressing Gettysburg Today. I'm your host, Matthew, and sitting with me is Bethany Yingalinga. Hello, Bethany.
Yingalinga, that's new.
Well, you know, I like to change it up a little bit every once in a while.
I like it.
How are you?
I'm well, and you?
Fine. And then also sitting with us is the lovely Cindy. Hello, Cindy.
Hey.
Cindy been the production assistant on the winter lecture videos this year. She's also been a slide puller. Well, actually, no. Cindy's been the production assistant, and either Eric Houston or C. Louise Compton or Cindy L. Compton or C.L. Compton have also been the slide puller. So we have a team of slide pullers who are threatening to unionize, and we're going to do away with slide pullers if they pull that shit. Yeah, I think they need to watch the episode of The Office when the warehouse crew was talking about unionizing, and Jan went down and she said, if you unionize, you're out of a job. You know, that's basically what's happening with the slide pullers.
Oh, I'm going to be a scab.
Yeah.
I'm going to come in, I'm going to be a slide puller when you get kicked out for unionizing.
Exactly. So it's good to be back. It's been we missed last week.
Yep.
We could have done it with me, Colby, and
you all went away. We didn't all
that's
go
true.
away. Fair.
Colby is actually away not away, but he had some appointments he had to do down in Fort Detrick. I guess medical. He said labs. He called them. So I guess he's doing labs down in for the VA or whatever. I don't know but he texted me like 10 minutes before, and he's like, dude, man, I forgot, brah. I forgot, man, brah, it's Thursday, I'm down at Fort Detrick. Am I in Virginia? I think that's what he said, like VA, question mark? But he doesn't even know where he is. But so he's down there, and so he's not here. So Debbie's on camera tonight. Hello, Debbie. How are you?
Hey.
Now, Debbie's segment is going to be the second segment because she went away as well. But we're first going to talk to you, Bethany, about your trip to Ohio?
Ohio.
Where in Ohio?
Cincinnati. Actually,
baby. If you've ever wondered.
Hamilton, Ohio.
Oh, not Cincinnati.
Yeah, which I've been to many, many times, and finally got that it's named after Alexander Hamilton. I just literally
It took you a while.
No,
saw
but
it.
you do realize it's the
statue.
man, not the musical, right?
Yes.
Okay.
hmm I don't know. I never put two and two together, and then I saw the statue, and I was like,
Who
oh,
else
right,
would
I'm
it
in
be? George Hamilton?
I don't know. I wasn't even thinking. I just, I'm Clarion. I don't know.
Well, but I mean, certain names like Hamilton, Jefferson, Washington, we kind of take for granted because they're everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. They're everywhere.
Every city's got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. So we went to Hamilton for a nerd convention.
Right.
AKA CincyCon.
CincyCon?
CincyCon.
So what is it for, like, people who are nerdy about Cincinnati?
No, it's for gaming.
Oh,
it's
yeah, that's right.
tabletop gamings and board games. And my husband is in charge of registration. So he worked all weekend and then neglected to say that when he was done working, he was still going to work. So, meaning like play games. And
Well, that was play.
well, he said work. And so Ezra and I went along.
Wait a second. Hold on. You said he said work when it was playtime?
Yeah.
So he calls it work?
When it's a gaming convention.
When it's a gaming convention,
Work is play, play is work.
100%.
Really?
100%.
Yeah.
So you're showing off the game.
Oh, okay. So it's not like he's back in his hotel room with like a couple of his buddies playing.
No, they're at the convention
Okay,
hall.
His
playing.
buddies at the convention hall playing.
Right.
Till
But he's out
3
there.
a.m.
He's out there in front of people who are also playing.
Their own games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
what I'm
they're
saying.
not watching
So it's like,
him
no,
at all.
of course not. It's a room full of nerds,
Exactly.
all nerding out around a table with their buddies.
110%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he is in charge of registration.
Did it smell like halitosis?
It didn't. No.
Really?
This one,
Or body
it's a
odor?
pretty big open space.
Is it high ceilings?
So yeah.
Yeah. So the
there's
smell.
air circulation was good.
Wait a second. Wasn't this? Didn't you say that there was something about like when they signed up? It said.
That was at the host hotel in Lancaster. There was a sign up on the air conditioning vent that said, "If you have not bathed in the last 48 hours, please do not stand in front of this vent."
No.
Yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah.
The fact that it had to be said.
Yeah. Right.
And that was the first convention I ever went to, and I was like, "What the did I just get myself into?"
So wait. So does that not Ezra? I'm sorry. Does the Mark showers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He's
good.
one of the few. Because he comes back to the hotel and I'm like, shower?
Right. You make him get right in the
Yeah.
shower. Okay. Fair enough. All right. Go ahead.
And so we went there on Thursday, drove down on Thursday, came back on Monday. On the way to get ready, okay, so we're
Right.
getting ready. Wednesday night, what is the last thing you do before you pack your suitcase? That's right, all the laundry that you need to pack into the suitcase.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm doing all this laundry and running around like a lunatic, and Mark's getting food ready for the week for Uncle, and we're doing all this stuff. And all of a sudden, I look,
Yeah.
and Uncle says to me, he goes, "Hey, I need prescriptions while you're gone. Can you call Giant and call my prescriptions?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I go to pick up my phone, which wasn't in my pocket. And then I went out to the kitchen to get my phone, and it wasn't out there. And I realized that I put it in the washer.
Oh.
Oh boy.
It was in the laundry basket, and I just plopped all the clothes in.
No.
Oh, no.
And so I didn't have a phone, which is inconvenient.
Which is why she wasn't answering your texts.
Yeah.
Were you texting me?
Yes.
No, I was. And
When
then I
she
said,
got,
he's
she got
away.
pulled over.
I feel so bad. Oh, yeah.
Right, when she got pulled over, and then the other day
You were the
when
first call I made.
her wheel fell off.
I knew it.
Yeah.
No, but you're not the first person to say that to me, because
I did. I
other
texted
people
a
were
couple times.
texting wanting to know like how it was going and all that stuff because of taking Ezra on a vacation and all that. And so no one could get a hold of me. So I worked for about 24 hours. It still worked. And
The
then
phone.
Yeah, and then I was in a work meeting, a virtual work meeting, and we went to a rest stop and got out, and all of a sudden the screen started to like fade away and it wouldn't work. So one of the complaints I've always had about my phone is that the battery dies like that. Okay. And I don't use my phone a whole heck of a lot, but I must leave too much running in the background. It drains it really quickly.
Yeah.
Would that thing die so that I could take the SIM card out? No. It lasted till Sunday. Still battery life, but I couldn't do anything because you could swipe up and you could feel it vibrate that it was on, but I couldn't do anything because you couldn't see anything. It was black. Look at my little baby. Oh.
But wait, can you take a SIM card out of an iPhone?
So you can,
yes.
but you need to wait till it's dead.
Well, what?
Oh, you have to like break it
What
open?
year is that from?
Okay.
Is that an iPhone 6?
Hold on.
Because they don't really do that anymore.
I was like, SIM card?
No, there's a SIM
What is this,
card in there.
2008?
Not in mine, dear.
That's
not
what
in
this
mine.
is,
I
right
know, but not.
Let me
anymore.
see.
That's why.
Let me see that.
It's a 13.
Yeah.
That's small.
Let me see that.
So it's a mini. It's a 13.
Oh.
So here's what happened. So
That's the
Ezra.
this?
Yes,
Yeah,
Ezra
you
has my old phone
Take like a.
that he uses to play ABC Mouse. Okay.
really?
And so I used his phone. I could only text Mark and anyone with an iPhone.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't call anybody. I can't do anything except for text somebody with an iPhone. And so that's how we would communicate. Now, my mother-in-law and father-in-law also went on this trip because my mother-in-law is smarter than me, and she realized that Mark would never come home and I would only see him for a grand total of 15 minutes this whole weekend. So she's like, in her head, she's like, I'll go along so Bethany has somebody to hang out with because she's smarter than me. I thought Mark would be around. What I was thinking. So she did all the trips with me, but I couldn't communicate to her because I didn't have a phone. So I don't know if you know this, but when you're in a completely different city in a hotel and you want to try to do anything, you can't without one of these.
Because you got to Google where things are.
You got to directions to anything.
You can't ask somebody at the front desk.
I will tell you, what hotel were you at?
I don't even remember. I don't even know what it was. I honestly don't. I think it was a Marriott.
Well, if it was, then they absolutely have directions at the front desk.
Yeah, what can't you go to the front desk? Can you tell me where the nearest cell phone store is?
Yeah.
I can honestly say I didn't think about that, but at the time, I was.
Oh my God.
I know.
Use your resources, Bethany.
Bethany, I love you, but some days it's a wonder you survive.
I know, right? It's 100%. So I'm sitting there, not able to do anything, I thought. But apparently I could have if I had been smarter. And so my mother-in-law.
Why didn't your mother-in-law tell you to do that?
Well, I just
I
used
thought
her.
she was smarter
I
than
used
you.
her as a human.
Oh.
I used her phone. She did everything, but I couldn't go anywhere without her. So, kind of a problem.
Right.
I also didn't have a car. So that's another problem.
But
why didn't you have a car?
yeah,
Because Mark took it.
But why? He was gone all day.
Gone all day at the convention, right?
You should have had the car.
Exactly.
The
Thank you.
You had the
convention.
kid, right?
Exactly. Thank you.
Oh,
the convention
Mark.
wasn't at the hotel.
No,
So the hotel, so it was like a convention center.
it was sort of.
Let's
go with that.
Okay.
Sort of.
And
A warehouse.
It's like
it was a warehouse in a van down by the
in the middle of a field.
okay.
But we did end up doing a lot of fun things. We found a little indoor play park that Ezra could go to and climb around. He made a little friend. It was really cute. The next day we went to Entertainment. If anyone is in Ohio and can go near Cincinnati, Entertainment is very, very cool. It's the largest indoor model train display.
Oh, that sounds
Wow.
cool.
And Ezra loved that. Exactly. But they also have cool little play areas for the kids, and they have an indoor fun house. So they had like 5 different fun house mazes that you could go through, which Ezra loved all of them except for the ones that made noise. You know, you could go in and they would make noise, and he was like, nope, not doing that. So he would run out of those. But they were
What kind of noises?
Like they would.
Scary?
No, it was just like the one was you were trying to solve a mystery, and if you went the wrong way, the floor would buzz. It would go, you know, and he was like, no, I'm not doing that. So, which I understand if you're 3.
Mm-hmm.
And we, you know, did some things at the convention. We would go visit Mark, and then he would walk away. Because now I'm manning the registration
I love Mark's
table.
social skills. Oh, he's the best.
Yeah. Because now I'm manning the registration
he's
table.
Like, you're here, I get a break.
Yeah.
Thanks for spelling me, honey.
Yeah.
Now, was that part of the deal, or
No,
did you just find
no. I was talking to somebody and realized
Like,
he had
I'll be
walked
right
away,
back.
and then here I am running the registration table.
That's so funny. How does that work? How did you guys meet again at college?
Yeah.
Was he that way at college?
He's always been. Was worse.
He's just oblivious to the people around him.
He's not oblivious. He just doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to interact with another human. Small talk means nothing to
But
him.
how did he end up getting married?
Did
you force yourself on him?
I often think that maybe I did.
You told him that you're getting married, right?
I think there may have been an instance in which I said, by the way, we're getting married.
Right.
But I can't quite pin that down.
Who asked who out first?
I
It
thought
had
you
to be
said
you.
He asked you
He
because
did.
I was surprised by that.
But
He
it
did.
wasn't in person. It was
It was
via,
through intermediary.
It was via Yahoo Messenger. I love him. He's
okay,
so cute.
so whatever. So he asked you out,
Yeah.
and you said yes.
Well, he said we should go to see him. I went on a date with somebody else.
Do we know him?
No.
Do we know?
And I came back, and it was not the best date. And Mark said, we should do that sometime. We should, not on a date, but go see a movie.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. And then he said, well, we should go to we lived in New York at the time. And he said, we should go to the one in Hanover, the movie theater in Hanover. And I was like, well, that's really kind of dumb.
I like that one.
But he did that on purpose so that he could spend time talking to me on the ride there.
Really?
Yeah.
So wait, where did that guy go?
He's still there.
He still talks to you?
To me.
Okay.
Yeah. Mark is very talkative to me.
To you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And very snuggly.
Well,
me.
that's fine. I don't want to snuggle with the guy. But I told you at the Christmas party, I went and introduced
did.
myself. I said, Mark, I've
And I
been
told you-
waiting to meet you. And he goes, okay.
Okay.
And then he turned his back to me. I was
I
like,
told you, did I not say he will not talk to you?
yeah.
I said he will be at the Christmas party. He will not talk to you. And it's not because he doesn't like you.
I
It's
thought you
because
meant-
he doesn't know how to do that.
Yeah, but
He
I thought
does
you
not
meant
know how
like
to do that.
in-depth conversation.
No, I meant literally talk to you.
I actually was considering going to get you and bringing you over and be like, can you get Mark to talk to me? After that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because I was like, that was so off-putting. And I was like, maybe he needs Bethany to kind of say, you can do it. You can do it,
he
Mark.
does.
He does.
No.
No, he doesn't. He's
You think
52
I'm-
years
Well,
old.
He's not 52 years old.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
I thought he was your professor at college. Professor at college.
No. He's only 4 years older than me.
So, but you, yeah. So, if I had gone over and I said, Mark just said okay to me when I said I've been wanting to
I
meet
would have
you.
laughed and I would have said exactly what I
No,
just
but
said
then,
right now.
but then,
did
if
I not say he will not talk to you?
Right, but then I would. My thing was I was going to come over and say, can you come back with me and make him talk to me? Like kind of like when you're a kid at a party. And your mom's there, and your friend's mom's there, and you go to talk to somebody, but they're not, responding in kind. Not that this has happened to me. I did this to people, And then their mom comes over, and says to your mom, Matt would like to talk to Mark. Can they talk? Sure, Mark, talk to Matt. It's okay to make friends. Like I was kind of expecting you would do something like that. Would you have done that for me?
She looks happy.
It would have been very different than that.
Yeah, it has to happen organically. I feel like
Yeah.
you have to be standing there, and
Right.
then you
And
start the conversation.
unfortunately,
Yeah, that's a good point.
he can't hear very well either.
Huh?
So when you're in large crowds like that, he can't hear. So the best part about it is he's a very loud talker. So when you see people like that he went to high school with, like we will go and talk to them and stuff like that, they'll be like, "Oh, is Mark here?" Yep. And they'll be like, "Oh, I hear him." Okay. And they'll go out and like search for him because he's such a loud talker. But
Really?
yes.
So
because
does
he
he
can't
like
hear.
let loose and get like all jovial with his friends? Like if they're all sitting around, they're laughing, like all boisterous and everything, or
No.
no?
I mean, he is very friendly. And see, that's what's so sad is
Really?
because like you guys don't see this part of him.
Right.
So like when I go home tonight,
Yes.
he will ask me, "How is Matt? What's he up to? How are things going? Did he
You're
talk?"
kidding
No,
me.
no, no. How's Cindy? What's she up to? Da 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 da. How's their relationship going? Da 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 da.
For real.
Yeah.
I am completely shocked.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
No.
You mean you don't go home and say, "So here's the latest. Matt's doing this. Cindy's doing that."
No.
Blah, blah, blah. No.
No. He truly cares about all of you. He asks about Debbie all the time because he saw her in a restaurant. Debbie, has he ever spoken to you?
Not until the Christmas party.
See?
And what did he say at the Christmas party? Okay.
I think it was hello.
But he asks about her every time.
Okay. Well, that is very I am fascinated by Mark now.
Yeah. He's
Now
a
I'm going to always ask you
fascinating
about
human.
Mark. I'm going to start the show. How's Mark, Beth?
How's Mark?
What's the latest with Mark?
He's
He doesn't
super
watch
adorable.
the show, right?
No. But when he does registration, because it makes him nervous. When he does registration at these conventions, it's like a whole different human.
Oh,
I'm sure because
Yeah.
he's in
Out of
his
his
element.
comfort zone.
Yeah. He comes alive.
And when you read what he has written, it's fascinating. He's a fantastic writer.
Still waters run deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's super cute.
You know who's a great
Oh,
writer?
my
And Cindy's reading his book. Could you do me a favor, Beth? Up on the shelf there. Grab the Heavens Falling, please. Don't let it fall on you. Thank you. No. This book here, if you listen to the history shows, you've seen or you've heard the ads for this book. It is a novel. It is big. It is by Jonathan Lucci, but it is
Fantastic.
very good. Cindy loves this book. Every once in a while, when we have downtime, I'll come downstairs or come through the room. She's laying on the couch reading this book. It's taken her a while, but that's nothing against the book. It's
No,
just because
it's
we haven't had time.
Yeah, it's fantastic. He is an excellent writer.
Yeah.
He is.
He really, and then he's working on volume 2 of this, and he sends me pages every once in a while, and they're really well written.
Yeah, so
And
I have to finish that one because I want to start the next one once it comes out. He told me I have a little while.
Okay.
But, yeah.
You want just an excerpt?
I
Ready?
have a question.
The sun beat down.
Wow.
There you go.
Hey. So I don't have, my phone is still not 100. So are people people think Mark is horrible?
Yeah, they
I don't
say
want people to
dump
think-
him. No. Nobody's saying anything like that. Let's see. There have been some good comments, but really not about Mark.
Okay, good.
Let's see. WKRP in Cincinnati. Good evening, team. Oh no. Let me go back here. Gene Hutchinson says, "So cool that you got recognized for your hard work, Matt." Thank you, Gene. Thank you kindly. That was cool. I was surprised by that, actually, and pleasantly surprised. And I value
very
that.
sweet.
I know, he says, we give this to people, and it's not like they had it struck just for me or anything like that. So people be like, what? They hand out a million of those or whatever. But it's a prized possession of mine. It's right on the shelf
Not
at
everybody gets
home.
them in one of the cute cases.
I got a cute case. It's on the shelf right next to the us and them belt buckles that Sue Boardman and you guys all got for me
Yeah.
for Christmas. And because those belt buckles and this are two of the many things, but right up there is the top things that I am very proud of and I prize. So thanks to Chris for that. What? No acceptance speech? Ty, I should have thought of that. I was
think
so
he gave you an opportunity. It was like, here,
Well,
take
no,
this
but
and go sit back down.
when I was editing it, I was watching it. I go, you know what? I really missed a good opportunity to push him out of the way and say, I'd like to, I don't know who to start with.
I'd like to thank God.
I'd like to thank God.
The Academy.
The Academy, so yeah, no, there's no acceptance speech there. But okay, so going on to Mark, though. Bethany out portable rotary phone. Out here with a portable rotary phone, says Mike
Basically.
Lenz. iPhones are the worst, says Peter Zach. That's not true. They're great. Everything else, Apple sucks, but iPhones are great. Better than being shocked by your phone, the guest speaker at the event, Matt Foley, motivational speaker, John B. What is that? I guess that's a reference to the nerd convention, I guess, right?
I don't know. I don't know
Those
who
guys
Matt
need
Foley
some
is.
Chris Farley to live in it. Oh, because you said down by the river. That's right.
Oh, okay. I'm getting
Peter Zach, Michael, if the phone did that, I wouldn't touch it. Getting popped with lightning was enough. Wow, Peter, you got hit with lightning. You're like the guy in The Great Outdoors with the skunk hair.
Yeah.
How many times were you hit? Wow, 6 times. 66 times. 66 times. You ever see him running, you head for the hills. Geez, Peter, I'd like to hear that story. Not to mock it, but to just hear what that's like. I've never met anybody who's been hit by lightning. Have you? Or electrocuted.
I know somebody who's been electrocuted.
I mean, to death?
Yeah.
Well, then you can't ask them. Who was that?
My uncle.
Really? Did he work in electrical?
No.
Was he playing around climbing up a telephone pole?
They were installing an antenna for television on top of the house, and it got away from them, and it hit the electrical line, and all 4 of them died.
Oh,
Wow.
God. Let's see. That Mark sounds like a horrible guy, says Grant.
No.
I'm just kidding. Ty Webb says, I'm sure Mark appreciates all the talking about him. Seems like the outgoing type who would love being talked about in front of an audience.
True.
Yeah, well, you know what? If he listened to the show, we might be a little more sensitive to that, right? Gene Hutchinson says, I feel for Mark. I'm not a good conversationalist either with people outside my circle of friends. Well, you're good with us, Gene, right? Marie says, Gene, I think you talk just fine to me. There you go. Grant says, Mark sounds like a great guy.
See?
Mitchell Randall says, I thought the editing was above average to very good on all the winter lectures. Mitchell, kiss my ass. No, thank you. I think that you actually meant that as a compliment. James D says, hi, gang. Hello, James. And then Grant is shocking. I was like, okay.
Mike suggests that we have Cindy's book review on the show.
Well, yeah. So
once I finish,
finish it.
Yes, I definitely can.
It really is. It really is good.
Great. It is great. I can't say enough good things about it. So if you enjoy historical fiction, it's definitely one to pick up.
Yeah, Google The Heavens Falling. Jonathan Lucci. It does have great reviews, and rightfully so.
Is it a cry book?
In parts, probably yes. I would say.
Okay, is it a Bethany cry book?
Probably. Yeah. I would say.
Well,
Definitely.
that's anything makes you cry. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I have the box of tissues by you.
I think.
Oh, you got rid of the box of tissues.
No, actually, somebody must have been crying.
Oh, was it me? No.
No.
I just want to point out that there were only 2 of the That's What She Said that I cried at. Only 2.
You
only
definitely
2.
would cry at that.
So far.
if you're crying it. Yeah, you would. Yeah.
It's
a good story. Yeah.
It's just really just the way he writes is I'm telling you, like,
he paints a picture.
If one of my lottery tickets hits, we're turning these into a series.
A series, yeah.
And forget, we'll put it on our website and we'll distribute it ourselves. We don't need Netflix or anything like that. We'll do word of mouth the old-fashioned way. Yes.
Speaking of things that make you cry, do you remember the movie Land Before Time?
Oh, yes.
That was my favorite as a kid.
No, I actually never saw it. Is that the cartoon with the dinosaurs?
Yeah.
No.
Littlefoot.
No.
So
how did you miss that one?
I was a little, I think, older.
I think you would have been, yeah.
Yeah. Just by a couple years.
I was going to say, it couldn't have been much because you're only 4 years older than me, and I loved that.
But there was a lot packed in those 4 years.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, Ezra's now into dinosaurs, so I was like, oh, hey, Land Before Time. We could totally watch this. I forgot about the movie, and then last night I'm like,
did you forget that scene?
Oh, yes, I did.
With the nudity?
No, there's no nudity.
No,
I'm not.
What happens?
The mom dies.
Bethany.
I know.
Oh my
and
God.
So
Well, she dies in Bambi.
I'm sitting there in with the 3-year-olds watching this, and it's a long neck. What are they? Brontosaurus.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then the T-Rex comes in, and as I thought, okay, he might be a little afraid of this. No, he was like, oh my God, the T-Rex is here, and get him,
See,
get him.
I would
And
have
I'm
thought
like-
that.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
I was going to say,
Ezra.
does he like the scary dinosaurs?
They love the
Ezra.
T-Rexes.
The T-Rex is the bad guy.
Right.
Littlefoot is the good guy, and he's
cares?
like, eat him, eat him. And then when the mom,
Well, because the bad guys are always the most charismatic characters, even in
it
cartoons.
doesn't even have a voice. It's just
Doesn't
just
matter.
a mindless
It roars.
chomping
That's about it.
dinosaur.
So, are you saying your child is
Might be
a
psychotic. Yeah.
murderous maniac,
Maybe, and he
bloodthirsty?
yes. So the mom dies. Okay, and Fightful. That's American Tail. Different movie. Littlefoot is upset and crying.
Sure.
And Ezra goes, why is he crying? And I'm like, because the
Suck it up.
mommy died. And he goes,
Yeah.
because of the T-Rex. and he was like sad for a second. And then he goes, because of the T-Rex? And I'm like, yeah. And he goes, oh.
Hey,
And I was like, oh my God, I'm raising a psychopath.
I was just gonna say you have a psychopath.
Sounds like he's old enough for Jurassic Park already.
But listen, though, most psychopaths don't end up being murderers. He could be a CEO. He could be a politician. He could have a very successful life as a psychopath. Most psychopaths go on to have, a normal life. They're not murderers.
This is making her feel so great.
I'm just saying.
Really making me feel good.
I'm just saying. One day,
But at least he's not a murderer.
yeah. Even though he does have violent tendencies,
He's
but
a very social child.
well, so was Ted Bundy, up to a certain age.
Wow. He went there.
So was
He
Jeffrey
went there.
I was trying to illustrate that he takes after
John
me
Wayne
in
Gacy
his
was a clown.
social.
was an entertainer.
I can't even right now.
But in all seriousness, your child is fine. I'm sure he's going to have he will not harm society.
There's one of those dinosaur experience things coming up.
I know. I do want to take him to
You
that.
should, because so my sister's son, my nephew Lucas, he's always been a little
Rambunctious?
we'll say a little shy and a little afraid of many things, many things, and couldn't watch a movie for a long time because it got too loud in the beginning. So so that didn't happen. She tried to take him there, and I was like,
Yeah.
no. But if he likes T-Rexes, I recommend going.
Yeah. I don't know. He's such an interesting kid because I feel, honest to God, he's smarter than me. I bet
Well,
you he would have known
probably.
to talk to the concierge at the hotel to find out
Oh,
where to go.
probably.
Yeah.
You did not
but
consult the 3-year-old.
He literally had the staff of that hotel. He walked in the evening and they would go, oh, and they'd go and they'd run and get him bowls of strawberries.
Really?
Like
He's like
he
the
had
pharaoh.
them wrapped
Really?
around his little finger.
Wow. Good
Yeah.
for him. Good for Ezra. See, but right there, I'm telling you,
He's a
politician.
psychopath. Yeah.
Yeah, something. That you can have that sway over people at a young age just by walking in.
Yeah.
How many 3-year-olds have gone into that hotel and
lot.
not gotten that attention?
And
Probably
not
a
gotten-
lot.
Yeah.
But Ezra goes in.
Bowls of strawberries.
Bowls of strawberries.
Yeah.
And were they fanning him with palms while feeding him the strawberries?
No, the other worker in the kitchen went and wait, I can one up that. And went and got whipped cream.
Oh, wow. Wow.
This is a fabulous combination right here.
The other thing is he could play an instrument. Keyboard player or bass player are some of the suggestions in the audience.
Oh.
Also, let's see. Jeffrey Dahmer was a real gourmet chef. Tom Canavan, News Z100, Matt and Mark in the morning. I like that. That's pretty good. Oh, I don't have any stingers or anything. That would have been.
Poor Mark.
Oh, yeah. We love Mark, though, right? I mean, I would love Mark. I don't really know Mark because he won't talk to me. But I'll bet you he's the kind of guy I would love.
I am using Ezra to teach Mark how to engage in social.
Matt and Mark in the morning. Hey, everybody. How you doing on C100? What's up, Mark? I don't have cricket sounds.
So, right after
Sorry, I didn't
you
mean
talked
to
to Mark at
blow
the
your ears
Christmas
out.
party,
Yeah.
somebody else came up to him, and I don't remember who it was, who said, "It's very nice meeting you." And Mark's response was, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Wow.
Because he doesn't know that the correct response is, "It's
Thank
nice to meet
you.
you
It's nice to
too.
meet
It's
you."
nice to meet you too." He
Now,
has no idea.
I don't want you to get in trouble with your mother-in-law. Is that he wasn't taught that stuff?
Yes.
Or, okay, I guess you don't care if you get in trouble with your mother-in-law.
She doesn't listen to the show either.
Yeah,
But, so,
she doesn't.
thanks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Do they know
I just
you're
watched
here?
the wind go out of my sails. No, so so he wasn't taught. Somebody said something nice to you. Thank you.
Yeah.
You too.
I had
Mark?
a loud, instructive moment at J.C. Penney's in Clarion, Pennsylvania, because he opened the door and let it shut behind him as I was walking up to it. And I opened the door and I pulled a Mary Ellen, my mother. I pulled a Mary Ellen. I opened the door and I said, "Get back here," and opened this door the way it should be done.
Wow. Good for you.
And he's like, "What?" Like, he had literally no idea what I was talking about. I'm like,
But he's
"First
never
of all,
seen a movie. I
you
mean,
would
like,
have to
I think it's just probably not a thought.
But he also was never taught like nursery rhymes.
so what was he, like, locked in a closet?
I don't know. No, the Yinglings just aren't like that. So the one day I was in the car with him. They're highly intellectual, so they don't think about these things.
Intellectual people tend to be less emotional.
Yes.
And caring.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we were
nurturing.
in a car.
Yeah.
Driving somewhere, and I don't know why it came up to me in my head, and I went, "Hickory dickory dock." The mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck one. The mouse ran down. Hickory dickory dock.
Did you make that up?
Honest to God, that's what he said.
Really?
No.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes, honest to God. And then another time we were in the car and it was raining. And I said, "My God, if it keeps raining like this, I'm going to have to build an ark like Noah." And he goes, "Who?" I'm like, "Noah."
Seriously? Oh, wow.
An ark. I'm like, "Noah."
Oh,
He goes, "I have no
wow.
clue who the hell you're talking about."
Wow.
Yeah.
That is, that's wild.
But they're all like that.
That is.
All the Yinglings are like that. Every single one of them. But they're super intelligent. When I am in that room, I am the dumbest by far.
Yeah. I believe it. So, no, because when I'm in, that's why I don't hang out with intellectuals.
Yeah.
I don't like being the dumbest person in the room.
Yeah.
I like playing dumb in a room of people who are just as dumb as I am or a little smarter.
Yeah.
But, high intellectuals who have no sense of humor.
They are funny, but they don't realize they're being funny.
They're funny to laugh at.
No.
No, I'm not talking about your in-laws. I'm just talking the high intellectuals in general.
Oh, sometimes.
Yeah. They're funny to laugh at because they're so oblivious to how the world is.
Yeah.
They're so insulated in their intellect that they don't realize how absurd they appear to the rest of us. Of course, they're laughing only when they're going to the bank and we're all going, "Wait, there's a penny. Oh, there's another one. Okay, I can rub them together
and make warmth."
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, listen. I'm glad you had fun at NerdCon,
and I did get a new phone. By the way,
you did get a new phone.
Yeah, but
All right.
So that's
I
the
can't.
new phone.
This is the new phone, but I can't get to everything
With the
on
SIM
it yet.
card, the new phone with the SIM card.
I can't get to everything on it yet because I haven't logged into everything.
Who's your carrier?
AT&T.
Ah, that's why it's SIM card because they're like the ones that still have SIM cards. I think.
Well, it's an iPhone. An iPhone is an iPhone is an iPhone, guys.
This is an
No,
iPhone.
no.
It doesn't
Let
have
me
a
see.
SIM.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me
She
see.
just got hers.
I
That's a
just got
13
it. I
too,
didn't
or
have to move
15 or
anything.
whatever it is.
You
Wait, which one is this? The what?
It's the latest one, whatever that is.
what it is,
Whatever they're up
yeah.
to. Let's take a break while you're figuring this out, okay? We'll be right back.
Aren't you glad you used Dial? We are too. We'll be right back.
Hey, Getty's Nerds! 2024 is shaping up to be a fun year for Addressing Gettysburg, and we want you to join us. Our Get Out of the Car tour is put together and led by licensed Battlefield guide Louis Trott, kick off in April, and will be available at a later date for the first time ever on our YouTube channel. Speaking of our YouTube channel, Gettysburg National Military Park's Winter Lecture Series is available exclusively over there from January through March. So be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss a single one. We have much more in the works, so be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now for free on Patreon. We hope to get to meet and spend time with many of you this year as we spread the word about the Battle of Gettysburg and the Civil War. Help us teach the masses that history is not boring. Movies and documentaries about history are spread out across the internet, and their quality is often suspect. History Fix delivers curated historic programming to your preferred device using their website or branded apps. Join History Fix for movies, documentaries, short films, and how-tos. Addressing Gettysburg podcast fans receive 20% off their first annual subscription. So what are you waiting for? Sign up at www.historyfix.com and use promo code ADGBURG. That's ADGBURG.
Want the freshest cup of coffee in Gettysburg? Then visit Bantam Roasters, formerly 82 Cafe at 82 Steinware Avenue. They roast all of their coffee in-house, and they have a full coffee bar to keep you caffeinated during your trip. Visit them at www.raggededgerc.com for their menu and shipping options for all of their freshly roasted coffee. Use promo code Hancock for 10% off your order in the cafe.
Me, audiobook narrator Mike Scott. Narrator of Savis Beattie's Bloody Autumn, the Shenandoah Valley campaign of 1864, and Unlike Anything That Ever Floated, the Monitor and Virginia and the Battle of Hampton Roads. If you are an author or publisher interested in having your titles produced as audiobooks, or even just in learning more about the process, give me a shout. You can find my contact info on my website, MikeScottVoice.com. That's MikeScottVoice.com.
And Civil War Trails. It's the world's largest open-air museum, and they offer over 1,300 sites across 6 states. Drive the Gettysburg campaign turn by turn, paddle to Frederick Douglass's birthplace, or hike to remote earthworks and artillery positions. Visit civilwartrails.org to request a brochure and explore their interactive map. Follow Civil War Trails and create some history of your own.
You're listening to the Addressing Gettysburg podcast.
Was that a ghost? Nah, ghosts aren't real. You're back with Addressing Gettysburg today. Now here's Matt.
Thank you, Quave. Quave Grande. All right, as you all know, we are a community of nerds.
Yep.
Civil War nerds. What other, any nerd. I mean, nerds are nerds. And we all have fun, and we all do things. And I was saying...
Great introduction, Matt.
Thank you.
That was fantastic, everyone.
That's
the show.
award-winning right there.
Woo!
Good night, everybody. And I was saying before, where was I?
Oh my God.
Well, I forgot what
We
I was
shouldn't
saying.
have gone on a break.
No,
We
I'm
should've
building
just
back
let
up
it
again. So wait, I was saying before, I was what did I just say? We're all nerds and we all do nerdy things and we all do things
that are
nerdy and things. And then there was something now reminded
Were
me
you
of a
gonna
point
talk
that I made
about-
earlier when I was doing my
about Debbie. And her
yeah. We're gonna
nerd
get
trip?
right. We're getting there, but I had a
He's trying to build up to it, and it's not going very well.
Yeah, I had something to tie back to something I said during a live drive this morning or this afternoon, and now I can't remember what it was, but it was farts. All right, well, whatever.
It was farts.
No, that's me
Stinky,
cursing. I didn't want to hit the... So I just said farts. All right, put it like this here. Debbie is a nerd like many of us.
Indeed.
And she went on, this is like probably a super, almost maybe super nerdier than your trip to NerdCon out there in Cincinnati. WKRP
multiple
Con.
layers of nerd.
Did people bathe?
As far as I'm aware, yes.
See?
Well, this was all by car, right?
Indeed.
Do people get paid in metal? Probably not.
No.
Okay, just saying.
I don't think so.
What? So you start from here.
Uh-huh.
Final destination is where?
Disney World.
Disney World. How nerdier can you get as an adult, right?
Hey.
No.
Hey.
You have a kid.
Hey.
You have a kid. You have an excuse.
I went to
Debbie
Disney
has no excuse.
as
She's a super nerd.
33-year-old.
You did?
And I was the youngest in the
so
group.
Then you're okay, fine. Then you're just as nerdy. So hey,
Debbie and I are soul sisters.
Sure.
You know it.
You're Mickey and Minnie sisters. Daisy and
Except
Minnie Mouse.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an acceptable analogy.
Right.
He can be our Cuckoo Loca.
See, I don't even understand it.
And that's
the
what's fun about
annoying
it.
bird from New Jersey.
Ah.
Yeah.
Like Iago from
No, different.
Gilbert Gottfried?
No.
All right, well, whatever. So you decide you're going to drive down to Disney, and on the way, you're going to stop at Civil War sites.
Yep.
How many did you stop at?
4 total.
Okay. Starting, the first one was what?
The first one was I spent a day in Charleston and I did Fort Sumter and Fort Moultrie.
Sure. Makes sense.
Yep.
Starting the war.
Yep.
Yeah. And they're both there.
Yeah. Sassafras. Anyway, day 2, and then from Fort Moultrie, I drove to Savannah because it's only like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Spent the night there. There were 5 history sites total if you count where I had dinner, which was a place called the Pirate's House in Savannah.
That looked cool.
Oh my gosh, it was so cool.
Savannah. I've always wanted to go to Savannah. What's it nice? Or what's it like now? Is it nice?
Oh my God.
It's like, what
It
did I
was
have a
very
drink
nice.
that I didn't notice? What the hell's
I
wrong
don't
with me?
know.
Maybe I'm having a stroke.
I hope
Hold
not.
both of your arms up at the same time. Nice.
What? They're level. Go ahead.
Anyway,
Just
yes,
squeeze this for a bit.
both Charleston and Savannah I thought were very cool places.
No, I'm just kidding. I could do it. I'm not having a stroke. It's 1982. Go ahead. So Charleston, Savannah. But Savannah, no, really, what's it like? Have you ever seen Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil?
I have not.
Jesus. What is wrong with me? Have you ever seen Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil?
I have not seen it, but I am familiar
It's a
with
fantastic movie. You should see it with
I want to because I
Jonathan Cusack and the guy.
Do the voice you were doing earlier.
I'll do it. I'll work it. I'll work it in later.
Okay.
It's not gonna, yeah. Okay. So, but anyway, it looks really nice. So was it nice though?
it was,
Yeah.
and I thought it was. It looked to me like a highly walkable city. Like you could park in a parking garage and walk all over downtown without.
Yeah,
any
that's the
trouble.
impression that the movie kind of gives you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And then
so
you
I
could
was-
murder somebody. Well, it's
sure
a murder
that-
mystery. Well, not really a mystery. Well, kind of a mystery. It's a trial.
Yes.
Murder mystery trial. Voodoo. It's very interesting. It's a good movie.
I will take your word for it. And
Kevin
at some point I
Spacey
will
is the other guy.
See it.
All right. Go ahead. So you go there.
Yes,
Savannah.
I go there. Had dinner at the really cool Pirate's House, which is the oldest, or at least part of it is the oldest building in Savannah.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
yeah, I mean, just to they go a little overboard, I think, on the pirate theme because there's no like. It was a tavern that catered to seafarers, so the likelihood of pirates is pretty high. But like, you can't say Blackbeard ate there or something like
Yeah.
that. So there's no like named
Are-
golden age pirates that ate there. But
Are
just
the
to sit
menu
in that-
items pirate themed?
they are.
That's awesome.
But it's a lot of seafood, and it was
pricey, but really worth every bite. But yeah, just to sit in that atmosphere of like, can you imagine how many people have been in and out of this place?
Yeah,
And
sure.
It architecturally, it was really cool.
What year was it built?
1739, something
Wow,
like that.
that's
Like it's
really
old. Yeah.
That's like 100 years old or something.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Wow.
So yeah. Then the next day I went to Fort Pulaski. And then after I finished there, I drove down to St. Augustine and went to Castillo de San Marcos. And then I went over to Disney.
Wow, you were all over.
I was. And it was, every spot was fascinating for different reasons.
Sure.
You know, Fort Sumter, we were talking about this a little bit before, but you take the ferry over, and we only had about an hour while we were there. And I'm like, that is not enough time to take in where I am standing.
Just even the significance of the space in which you're standing.
But one of the cool things that they do there is anyone on the first boat out can assist with raising the flag.
Ah, yes.
Did you do it?
I did. And I got even better. The ranger who came out with us on the first boat had also been the ranger at the information desk.
And it was Cam.
No, it's not Cam. But I thought, I grabbed my volunteer hat out of the car, so I was wearing it. Well, at first he thought I was their new volunteer they were going to train, and I was like, no. And then he asked me where I volunteer. I said Gettysburg, and we had a short little conversation about that. Well, we get out to the island, and I go straight up to where the flagpole is. To wait for, because he had to grab the flag and all that. And he comes walking up and goes, "Hey, Gettysburg." I'm like, hi. And he goes, "You want to help me?" I said, "Absolutely." So he had me hold the flag while he gave a short little presentation. And then he had whoever wanted to line up in two lines. And then he took one end of the flag and I walked backwards unrolling it, and everybody else grabbed pieces of it as I came down the line. And then he gave a short little talk about, this flag has meant so much to so many people, and to everyone it means something a little bit different. And then he started to raise the flag, and we all let go as the wind caught it. And I have a lovely video of yes, cool. I'm crying here as the flag is going up.
That's pretty neat, though. That's pretty cool.
It was pretty amazing.
6 Questions says he's jealous that you got to do that. I am too, actually. That's a pretty neat thing to be able to do.
It is cool. So if you ever go to Fort Sumter, make sure, and I had heard about this before, so that's why I was like, I am going to be there when it opens and get on that first ferry. So yeah, anyone who's on the first ferry ride over gets to help with that. And I think on the other end of the day, like if you're on the last boat out, you get to help take it down, but I'm not totally sure about that. So
keeps falling off.
That's so cool.
So
yeah.
So then you get moving down to Castle de whatever.
Castillo de San Marcos.
Castle of Mark of Saint Mark.
As it should.
Saint Mark's Castle. Oh, there you go.
And it might be the oldest fort in the U.S.
Oh, wow.
Because it was the Spaniards built it when it was Spanish Florida.
I thought that was
St. Augustine's the oldest city.
City. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you.
So this was the fort that they built to protect the city. And interesting fact I learned about this one: the Spanish, it's smaller than you would think. And I asked one of the they had a bunch of living historians, and I asked one of them, well, how big would the garrison be that would be housed here? And he goes, actually, with the Spanish, the garrison lived in the town. It was like they commuted in to the fort when it was their turn to be in the fort. So the fort itself is not actually meant to house a whole bunch of people.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, yeah, because you go to the fort only in times of need when you need to defend, right?
Yep. So, and when
that's.
By the time of the Civil War, the number of people Civil War was it was an antique. So they didn't think of it as a fort they needed to
worry about.
To worry about, to protect or anything. So when the Civil War started, there was one guy in the fort. And the people of the town walked up and were like, "We want the keys." And we went, "Okay."
Yeah, I would too.
So Yeah. That was really cool. I've been looking forward to going to that place for a couple of years since I first saw it on the NPS site.
So then you get to Disney.
Yep.
After that, and then how is now? What do you do at Disney? What do you like to do at Disney?
Oh, the theme parks. There's 4 theme parks. If you're not aware,
Let me think.
There's the classic Magic Kingdom.
Right. Epcot. Universal.
No, Universal is not part of it.
Get
a whole
out.
separate place.
That's a different park.
Yeah.
What? SeaWorld.
No.
All right, you keep going.
Hollywood Studios.
Hollywood Studios.
And then my favorite,
Animal Kingdom.
Wow, a lot has changed. It was just Epcot and the regular old Magic Kingdom, and then I guess Universal was there, but I guess that's different. Yeah, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, but
That's
we
a
went to
whole-
that as well.
totally separate place. Yep.
And then so which one is your favorite park?
My favorite is Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, I mean that's like the classic.
Epcot.
Epcot's
Whatever
It's
he
stuffy.
has, it's catching. Epcot's kind of my second favorite.
Yeah.
I love each of them for a different reason.
Epcot sounds like the disease you had when you couldn't pronounce anything. I got the Epcot.
Yeah, it's like it's. What is your favorite ride or attraction in Epcot or not? The Magic Kingdom.
I love both Pirates of the Caribbean and Haunted Mansion.
Oh, the Haunted Mansion.
I mean, you know the classics, right? Like they add all these other ones, and it's like, yeah, it's all right. But pirates, you can't be pirates.
No.
The guy sleeping with the pig, you know. Just
that
you know,
song that gets
the
stuck in your
song.
head.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. We rape and we pillage, we kill all the children, and then we go hee hee or something, right?
No.
I don't remember the rest of it, but
that's not how it goes.
No.
well, good, because those are horrible values to teach children. So I'm
Rude.
glad.
Yeah.
What
they
are the
have-
words to it?
After
I'm gonna look it
the
up.
Drink up me hearties, yo ho.
Oh.
Well, that's
after
how it
they
ends.
did the movie,
Something and really bad eggs.
Yeah. After they did the movies, they altered the original show and they put Jack Sparrow in it. If you go back and listen to some of the original audio for that ride, it's a little horrifying.
Yeah, it's
There's
a little
lot
risque.
of innuendo in
Yes,
some of
it
the
is.
things the pirates say, and you're just like, holy crap,
Okay,
this is acceptable?
Sorry, I wasn't too far off. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me. We pillage, plunder, we rifle and loot, drink up me hearties, me arties, yo ho. We kidnap and ravage. What do you think ravage means? And don't give a hoot, drink up me arties, yo ho, yo ho, yo ho. We extort and pilfer, we filch and sack. Drink up me arties, yo ho. Maraud and embezzle and even hijack. Drink up me arties, yo ho. We kindle and char, inflame and ignite. Drink up me hearties, yo ho. We burn up the city. We're really a fright. Drink up me hearties, yo ho. We're rascals and scoundrels. We're villains and knaves. Drink up me. We find more lyrics at mojam.com.
I don't remember that part of the song.
well, that's just they threw that in there. We're devils and black sheep. We're really bad eggs. Drink up me hearties, yo ho. We're beggars and blighters and ne'er-do-well cads. Etc. But we're loved by our mommies and dads. Drink up me hearties, yo ho. What are you laughing at?
Mike says,
The
don't
Ron
teach
Burgundy
Matt's
syndrome.
version of the pirate song to Ezra.
No, but basically,
best is- I mean, it's
my,
more lyrics
my
than
version.
Mojo
What about tacos? What'd you say?
More lyrics and Mojo.
What? What are you saying?
The find more lyrics part.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's dying over here.
Well, it says it. These little bastards, they threw it right in the middle of the lyric.
Jeez.
But anyway, my point is, I misremembered the words, but the
spirit was the
spirit
same.
was there. It's I just basically shortened it.
And usually because of the way the ride works, you're really only hering about one of those verses as you're going through.
Yeah,
So-
right. I do love the Pirates of the Caribbean. So when I was in high school, I was in the marching band. They recruited me to teach them how to be cool. And it didn't work. But anyway, so we got to go down there and do a marching band competition and march down Main Street, USA. And because of that, we got to go backstage.
Isn't that the coolest?
Well, yes. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell some secrets now that I have been holding on to for 25 years.
Whoa.
Okay?
That's a long time to hold on to that.
Yeah, well, they said, keep this to yourself. We
we
do
need to
have
charge
our
people
ways
for the
of
tour.
finding you. No, they threatened to kill us and our families. But I think it's been so long since, I mean, Michael Eisner was in charge then. I mean, it's different rules.
Yeah.
Anyway, so listen to this.
Okay.
Okay, we get off
All right,
the
I'm
bus,
listening.
and
All
they
right.
say, don't take any pictures. Well, I have one of those disposable cameras, and I was going around taking
Of
pictures.
course you
were. None of them came out. But I can tell you that the Matterhorn Mountain is a facade.
It's not even at Disney World.
Huh? Not Matterhorn, Runaway Train. What's that called? The Runaway Train.
Oh, Big Thunder Mountain. Big Thunder Mountain.
Whatever. Big Thunder. Yeah. Right.
And yes, it's a facade.
It is a facade. It's on stilts. It's you could see
It's a basketball hoop.
You know what it's like when you had a train set and you had a mountain made of styrofoam and you could see that it's just
and
a
only
mold,
the front part is painted.
and only the front part is painted. Yeah, that's what this was. You could see a mold. You could see the stilts. You know that you can see the inside of it. Very disappointing. Then Minnie took off her head, and it was a dude with a cigar. Like in Spaceballs, basically. It was like it was Princess Vespa's stunt double was in Minnie Mouse. And I'm like, how is a guy, because he looked like he had a very feminine figure, but his face was like beard, mustache. I'm not kidding. And he lit a cigar.
Fun fact.
I don't think they're allowed to do in front of people, but it was
I know.
backstage.
Backstage is
Right.
a bit different. Fun fact, most of the time, the person in the Mickey Mouse costume is a woman.
Yep.
Because they're smaller.
Yeah. Fun fact, it's never a fun fact when people say fun fact. Did you notice this? It's never fun. But anyway, it's true. You've got to be slight to be in
They
these
have
costumes.
very specific rules. Like
Yeah.
if you ever go on their website and look at the requirements to be certain characters, like you have to fit a very specific height and weight requirement.
Yeah, a good friend of my sister's did that for a summer. I don't know what she played or
And
what she did.
At Disney, they don't call it playing the character. You're friends with that character because they never want to reveal how many there might be.
Right.
Across all four parts.
So I knew someone who was she was friends with Alice in Wonderland, and she told me some stories.
Oh yeah.
And this was back in college, so I'd lost track of her. I think Disney got her. To be honest with you, I think that's why she vanished. Yeah, I mean, there's no trace of her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a couple years ago, I was like, I wonder whatever happened to that girl. And once I remembered her name, which took about 4 days, I Googled her and I could not find hide nor hair online. Nowhere. Nothing.
Maybe she changed her name.
Well, I'm sure she got married. I mean, this was in college. We were 20 years old. But no, I don't know. Anyway, because the stories she told me, they've stuck with me because they're really creepy stories.
Oh, I'm sure.
And
people are horrible when they think that no one's going to catch them doing
absolutely.
Well, and they're also horrible when they have more money than God and they can buy your silence. And that company is not. I'm sorry, I know you love it, but it's an evil.
I never said it was perfect.
No, I mean they you got to talk to people who used to work. I'll tell you at dinner. It'll make you sick.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it won't. Yeah, it'll make you sick. All right. So anyway, so you go to Disney, you have fun there. You're in the Magic Kingdom. You're on the Pirates of the Caribbean. You're in the Haunted Mansion. The floor is sinking, and you're like, oh my god, stuff like that. Tell them about the other thing.
What other thing?
Whatever she was going to tell you.
Who you saw?
Who did you say? Mickey? Pluto?
Several times.
Mm-hmm.
No.
That was that was really dirty. Who'd you see, Mickey? Several times. Of course I saw Mickey. I had breakfast with Mickey.
I actually did.
At the Contemporary. And then
no, that was the Polynesian.
The Polynesian. I was going to say. Then I had dinner with Minnie at the Polynesian. Those are still there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. So, okay.
Um,
What's the one that
anyway.
looks like an old Victorian,
You're probably thinking Grand Floridian.
the Grand Floridian? That's exactly what I'm thinking. Okay. So you had character breakfasts with people?
Yeah, we did that. We only did that twice. We did the one.
Do you have pictures of this?
I do.
Oh, okay. So next week, you got to get them to me between next week and now. We'll put them on the screen next week.
All right.
Okay, we'll
He
revisit
doesn't
this.
want any pictures of the nerd convention. Notice how he didn't ask me.
No.
At all
He
about
wants
No,
proof that I
do.
met
I do
characters.
want them, and from now on, get them to me ahead of time when we come back.
I
from these.
didn't have
Totally
a
fair.
phone.
Okay, it's completely excusable. Just relax.
It's okay.
Relax. Continue with your story,
Anyway,
please, about
yes.
your character breakfast.
Well, I was going to continue with what Bethany was putting
please
out
do.
that we talked about before. But I had, I'd sent pictures to several people of me arriving at Fort Sumter, and one of them was Matt Atkinson. And at some point, he texts me back and he goes, HopTack is supposed to be there. I was like, what, at Disney? Same time as me? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I don't think he's there yet, but he's supposed to be. I go, okay, I'll keep an eye out. I'm thinking, this place is humongous. There is no way. First night, my friend and I are in Epcot. We are leaving one of the pavilions, and who walks right past us but John Optak? I was like,
You're kidding me.
hang on a second. He goes, you are actually the second person today that I have seen. We were both on our first day of our trips, so he should be home now too.
So you saw John. Who was the other person?
He said it was someone that had been his intern
Oh,
several years ago. He had already
you were the
met-
second
yeah.
person.
Mm-hmm. And
That
then
is so funny.
I know, right?
Go to Florida
Later.
to see people you work with.
Yeah. Wow.
And then later in the week, we're at Hollywood Studios, and all of a sudden I hear someone yell, "Debbie!" Turn around. What? It's one of my reenacting friends from Michigan. And she
Really?
said she saw me pass, and she goes, "That looks like Debbie." And so she pulled up Facebook and goes, "Yep, she's in Disney. It's Debbie."
Wow, that's creepy.
I know. Last day of the trip. My friend and I are, we'd gotten some snacks. We're in Epcot. Snacks. Yes, we're in Epcot. There's not a whole lot of shade, so we asked a family if we could share their shaded picnic table with them. And they were like, yeah, sure, no problem. So we sit down, and of course, you start chatting with them as you do. Come to find out, the grandmother and I have a mutual friend here in Gettysburg. Cindy, who just
All roads
opened the
lead to
Cindy's
You know what?
Country Store. And I was like, are you
no
joking?
kidding. Cindy and Ron, we know them. Yeah.
Them. They're great.
What a
So as soon as we
small
found that out, she and I were
world.
off and running about how much we
It's a
loved
small
Cindy.
world after all.
It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. It's a small, 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 small world.
Somehow it's
please
creepy.
do the
It's a
voice.
world of laughter. This song is a pain. It's a world of snow and a world of rain.
shame.
Of
Oh.
shame. And when Debbie's along, so is everybody else. It's a small, 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 small world. What do you want me to do? Oh, I got to work it in. You can't do it on command. I got to work it in. All right. Well, Debbie, so you had a good time.
I did.
The Civil War place. Did you get any pictures and videos of the Civil War
Yes,
places that
I
you're going to
did.
share with us next week? All right,
Yep.
good. So we'll show this stuff next week. We'll talk more about it. Very exciting stuff. Nerd convention, Civil War trip. Who's our guest next week, Sind?
Oh.
Great.
You wanted her to
isolating
think about that?
Put me on the spot.
Well, just look it up in the calendar.
I am right now. It is. Oh, it's Sarah. Sweeter Than Sap.
Okay, Sarah from Sweeter Than
Good, I've
Sap.
been meaning to go into that.
Well, there
Why?
you go.
See,
Well, you don't like Sarah from Sweeter Than Sap?
well, it's hard to say Sarah from Sweeter Than Sap.
I know it is.
Sarah
So
from
that's
Sweeter
what you
Than
don't
Sap.
like? How about Sweeter Than Sap's Sarah?
How about we call her like Pete?
Well, so
Peter Than Sap?
I'm pretty sure that Sap, or that's her initials, SAP, and so that's why it's Sweeter Than Sap.
Well, now that you mention that, it's a world of laughter, a world of fear.
Tears.
All right. Anyway, glad you had fun. Glad you made it. I mean, that's a lot of driving, so I'm glad you didn't have any problems.
I was worried about you, but I couldn't text you because
There were a couple of moments that semis tried to take me out.
Sure,
but,
it's 95, I mean, that's what happens. Is that where you went? You went down
Yeah,
95,
it's
right?
almost the whole way.
All the
It's
way
95,
down.
yeah.
Exactly. And that is what we call crazy.
But that's how it goes.
That
Millions
it
of
is.
people
Going everywhere.
living in Spo.
What is that song?
Crazy.
Oh, there you go.
That
Crazy
you
Train.
made.
I knew I recognized that.
To learn how to love.
All right.
Okay.
Let's take a break. We'll be back with Money and Cigarettes, ladies and gentlemen. Money and Cigarettes reunion.
Woo! Oh,
we'll be
Lordy.
right back.
Been craving a Hot Pocket or a bag of popcorn? Now's the time to go and get it. You've got 5 to 8 minutes, so don't be late. We'll be right back.
Who can forget the sounds of the 60s?
The 1860s. I can't, and you can't either. Now, there's Marching Through Georgia, the exciting new album by Billy Webster. All of your favorite hits of the 1860s in one place. Such hits as Gary Owens, The Battle Hymn of the Republic, All Quiet Along the Potomac Tonight, Marching Through Georgia, and much, much more. So what are you waiting for? Go to billysongs.com and order your digital download of Billy Webster's Marching Through Georgia today. That's billysongs.com. Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum, is housed in the historic Lutheran Seminary building constructed in 1832, a witness to the first day of battle. The museum's 3 floors of exhibits connect visitors to the dilemmas that led to the Civil War, provide a powerful and personal view of the battle's first day, and explore one of the battlefield's largest hospitals. No visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center is complete without a guided tour of the building's famous cupola, where on the eve of battle, officers and civilians saw thousands of Confederate soldiers' campfires burning to the west, and Brigadier General John Buford watched for vital federal reinforcements as fighting erupted on the morning of July 1st. Today, you can stand where Buford stood and discover how this view helped chart the course of the Battle of Gettysburg. Your trip to Gettysburg is not complete without a serious visit to Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center, Gettysburg's premier museum. Purchase tickets online at seminaryridgemuseum.org or call 717-339-1300. To get tickets or a cupola tour, listeners may call or walk in and mention addressing Gettysburg, or by ordering online using the promo code AG1863 for 20% off. Seminary Ridge Museum and Education Center. It began here.
There's a devil to pay.
If you're a lover of history, then go to trhistorical.com. There you'll find apparel, drinkware, decor, and more, featuring a wide range of interests from the ancient world to the Cold War. Looking to make an impression with the perfect gift? Well, TR Historical now offers gift cards and a vintage wrapping service for a truly unique presentation. And our listeners will receive 10% off plus free shipping in the U.S. when you use promo code GBERG1863. So go to trhistorical.com, TR Historical, for the love of history.
Think outside the bus and let family-owned Gettysburg Tours take you on a cycling journey across the picturesque and historic Gettysburg battlefield. There's no better way than by bicycle to gain a feel for the terrain of the battlefield. Slow enough to see it all, yet fast enough to do it all. Follow the route of Union troops entering the fray as you ride to the site of the first shots of this epic 3-day battle. Feel the drama as you put yourself in the position of a Confederate soldier just before he steps off to make Pickett's charge. Take a stand with the heroic Colonel Chamberlain on the slopes of Little Round Top, just before you view the fields of honor beneath you from its summit. All of our guides are officially licensed by the National Park Service. So don't get a sore neck trying to see out of your car, and saddle up with Gettysburg Tours for a 360-degree view of America's most important piece of real estate. Gettysburg Tours. Think outside the bus. Go to gettysbike.com or call 717-752-7752 to book a battlefield experience you will never forget.
You've heard us promote various ways that you can help us keep the show going, but one way we haven't pushed too much is our sutlery at addressinggettysburg.com/shop. That's a shame because we have designs over there by talented artists like Ty DeWitt of 1863 Designs and Mike Stretch of the Heritage Depot. So now we're promoting it. Buying shirts, hoodies, mugs, and other items from our sutlery not only helps us keep the lights on, but it also helps guys like Ty and Mike, and it helps spread the word about the show every time you wear an item or you sip from your mug. So head over to addressinggettysburg.com/shop and grab some merch. It's the perfect Christmas gift for the Gettys nerd in your family. That's addressinggettysburg.com/shop.
Our favorite bookstore in Gettysburg is For the Historian, located at 42 York Street. It's because they have the best selection of Civil War books in Gettysburg, both new and used. And online, they have even more to choose from. And if the Civil War isn't your thing, that's not a problem. This is For the Historian, after all. They cover history from the ancient world to the 21st century with a strong selection of World War II and American Revolution books. It's astounding how many thousands of titles from Osprey, Savas Beatty, UNC Press, and more they have in their store. And that's because, well, they have a warehouse too. And that's where they keep all the books that are available online at forthehistorian.com. And folks, if you go to forthehistorian.com now and order books until you're blue in the face, be sure you mention that you heard about them on Addressing Gettysburg in the Note to Seller box, and they will refund your shipping costs. And if you prefer to stop by when you're in town, well, you could do that too. Just mention Addressing Gettysburg at checkout, and they'll take 20% off the retail price of your item. So go to forthehistorian.com or stop by 42 York Street, or you can call them at 717-685-5207. That's forthehistorian.com.
Did you realize that?
Seems like we haven't seen you in forever. Welcome back to Addressing Gettysburg Today. Here's Matt.
Hold on, I was just pouring some water. Let me try something here. Baby hair with a woman's eye, I can feel you watching in the night. You're all alone with me. All right, I'm practicing for next week. Sarah, smile.
I had no idea where we were going with that.
Somebody.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Okay. Unmute me.
Oh, I think I took that off the thing because it's been so long. I know. It's such a shame. I'm just kidding. It's right here.
Unmute me!
Makes me giggle every time.
I know. I missed that.
Unmute me! Unmute me! Unmute me! Un gato grande en mis pantalones.
Well, better your nose than another orifice. I know what it's gonna be. It's called COVID. Don't worry, guys. I got the Band-Aids.
Unmute me!
If it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's not a chicken.
Nice clothes.
All right, so that's the great Eric, the producer, the late great Eric, the producer. I mean, he's still alive, but he's late to the show. You know, you say someone's late, they're dead usually, but he's not dead.
I was more concerned about you missing the edge of the table, put your arm down.
What?
Were you
No, I
just
was
going
moving
like-
this back. I was moving the armrest back.
Okay.
All right, so a lot of people, the world have been just awaiting this wondrous moment here, where we're
guys. Buckle up, Buttercup.
And this is just audio, right?
correct. There is no video of this. Yeah, there was
That is
no.
unfortunate.
So you got to
Yeah.
let's
Unfortunate, or are we thankful for that?
I think it's unfortunate. I do. It would only add.
Yeah, I mean it
Yeah,
depends,
all
I
right,
guess.
fair enough.
Let me put it to you like this. I had long hair. Now, let's see. I'm 16 years old. at this point. Okay.
Do you still have that picture of you in the bell bottoms?
I never wore bell bottoms. They were the plaid.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's somewhere on the computer. I'd have to go looking for it.
Oh, okay.
All right. Now, I'm 16 years old. I am obsessed with the Doors. Now, when I was in 4th grade, I started playing the drums in the school band. Always loved drums. 7th grade, Oliver Stone puts out The Doors. So to promote the movie, there's VH1 is playing old Doors videos, and I'm like, who is this? Who is this leather-clad man with that baritone voice and this weird Vegas-sounding orchestral song saying "Touch Me, Babe"? And what is? Oh, this is great. Like, what is this? And so then I said to my dad, "What is this?" And he goes, "Oh, it's the Doors." And my dad didn't like that I was getting into the Doors because he grew up with that shit, and he's thinking he equates that music with druggies and the hippies, and he's like, he didn't want that. He didn't want me turning into the member of the 27 Club, right? So he didn't want me listening to that because he thought I was going to, like many teenagers he saw before me, emulate Jim Morrison and become a drug addict and an alcoholic and die a young age. And I said, no, I like the music. And it's funny because we were talking about this, as me and an adult just a couple of years ago. And I said, yeah, you never understood. I just liked the music. Like, I thought Jim Morrison was cool. I think he has a great voice. Now I think he's an idiot. It's so funny how your perspective changes. But at the time, I thought he was cool. And I still think he has a great voice.
Yeah.
But the music was so unique. And why was it so unique? The keyboards. And so all of a sudden, I realized there was this dusty piano that my grandmother gave us to take lessons on, and we took like one lesson.
This is where you learned to play?
This is where I said, I want to learn to play. And I would just go over and pick out melodies, very poor. I mean, it wasn't like, wow, that was Light My Fire. But it was like, I would get little bits and pieces of it,
Yeah.
And so I'm like, maybe I want to learn how to play this.
Yeah.
So I went to the choir teacher, freshman year in high school now, or 9th grade. I went to the choir teacher and I said, actually, I went to the band teacher first. I said, can you teach me piano? And he goes, I know enough, but I'm not a piano player. You should go to Mr. Reed, the choir teacher. He's a piano player. Fine. Went to Mr. Reed. Mr. Reed, can you teach me piano? Yeah, I could teach you like $30 an hour, whatever it was back then. So I got some money. After school, I'd stay for like a half an hour, whatever it was, and he would give me lessons. So I took 4 lessons.
4.
And because I said, just give me the basics. I don't want to do the hot cross buns. I did that in 4th grade. Give me the basics. Where do I put my fingers? What's what note? I mean, I kind of knew the notes, but just basics. So it was like 1 week, put your fingers here, here's your scales. Week 2, here are chords. These are basic chords that everybody's going to use in pop music and things like that. Week 3, I forget what it was, week 4, whatever it was. Thank you. I'll teach myself the rest. So I did. And so my friends and I had 2 friends, Jay and Jason. So they were both named Jason, but we called one Jay, one Jason.
Well, at least it wasn't Bob.
Bob is one of the names of the songs that we're going to play. It's the name of one of the songs.
Oh boy.
So he, so they're both guitar players. I had a drum set. We had this finished off attic space, and I had my drums up there, and I had my keyboard and my amplifier there. But I was like, forget drums. The drummer's in the back.
Yeah.
F that. I want to be up front.
You want to be Elton John.
I wanted to be not at that point. I couldn't afford the Donald Duck suit yet.
Oh, come on.
At that point, I wanted to be Eric Clapton. But I couldn't play guitar to save my life. So I kind of...
Does Eric Clapton play the piano?
No, he plays the guitar.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So, but I love the way he plays guitar. The way he phrases things speaks to me. So I just said, okay, well, I'll do that or my version of my idea of that. Okay. Now, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm describing to you the delusion of a 15-year-old here. Okay. I am not saying I accomplished any of this stuff, and I think I have the evidence to prove
I
that.
think he still feels this way, folks. I'm just saying.
No. I've given up on all that stuff. So, okay.
I moved the keyboard from the apartment.
Yeah, I don't play it in public.
Okay.
Have you heard him play?
Mm-hmm.
It's terrible.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but she doesn't know. She has no musical talent at all.
No, but I was surprised.
She saw a ukulele and she asked me what it was.
How to play.
Oh, you're fantastic.
No,
Come on,
not.
You are not giving yourself.
All right,
and you're a very good singer,
This
too.
is not that. We're mocking me today, okay?
Well, we can mock this because you were young.
Please.
But I'm saying
it's
had a lot
almost
of
dinner
practice
time.
since then.
We got so much story to tell. So, okay.
God.
Now, all right. We decide we're going to start a band.
Of course.
But I'm keyboards all the way, and I'm singing. Okay?
Yeah.
That's it. You want to be in a band with me? I'm playing the keyboards and I'm singing. So Jay and Jay are like, well, we're both guitarists. Or Jay and Jason. So Jay liked to always screw around on my drum set, and he wasn't bad. And I go, you can get better. You're going to be the drummer. I don't know if that's how it worked, but this is the story I'm telling, okay? Jay ends up being the drummer. He's not very happy about it because he has dreams of being Jimi Hendrix.
Well, yeah.
Okay? But Jason gets to be the guitarist because he had the Les Paul. That's also not the reason why, but this is the color I'm throwing into the story, okay? All right, now, we practice. Now, we are all, for whatever reason, well, Jason, the guitarist, and myself are kind of like the Lennon-McCartney of the band. If Lennon-McCartney got kicked in the head by mules. Okay? And so...
These are fantastic mental images, I'm just saying.
We weren't that good. So we are, Jay's kind of following along with us, right? And he's like, this frustrated guitarist, he wants to be out there, but whatever. We can't find a bass player.
Oh no!
You
can't have a band without a bass.
Right, but luckily my keyboard can split, so we have a bass in the left hand, just like the Doors. And I'm like, wow!
Oh boy,
this is awesome. So this is how we do it, right? We get together and we practice all the time. Now we're obsessed. Jason and I are like really into Clapton. And specifically Cream at this moment.
Oh, nice.
Right. Cream is a 3-piece band. Jason had a 3-piece suit. And so we're like, all right, well, for whatever reason, like we couldn't try to cover anything. All we covered were Cream songs. And every time we tried it, like there was a Chicago song called South California Purples. No one's ever heard it. It's off the first album. Awesome song, right? We love this song. We tried to cover it. And we just couldn't do it. We for whatever reason, our brains were only tuned in to Cream and their vibe. Okay?
Okay.
All right. But we were also writing our own songs. And
Bob.
One of them is named Bob. Simply because Jason couldn't it was his song. He couldn't come up with a name for the song. So he goes, well, every time you're making up a character in a story or something like that, people always just go, oh, yeah, okay, Bob, Bob is just the throwaway name, so we'll just call the song Bob. And we're like, wow, you're a genius. And, of course, at the time, we're thinking we're all geniuses, right? The lyrics are so bad. So it's just terrible. I'm going to get so many douche chills here. So, okay. So now I write a song called The Rock Spring Water Co. Blues. And this song is my friend from the neighborhood. His family owned a place called Rock Spring Water Company or Water Co. in West Orange, New Jersey, right? And we got our water cooler water from there, and I don't know why, but I was obsessed with the fact that they owned a water company, a water cooler company, right? I don't know why, and so. At one time, like in the 30s, I think the place had a restaurant, along with the water bottling plant. And now it's just the water company. So I just wrote a blues song about my love for Rock Spring Water Co. I went down to Rock Spring Water in the middle of the day. Repeat that because that's how blues works. I say the water's so good, I may drink it all today. Next verse. Used to have a restaurant, now alone a water co. Repeat. Say the water's so good, I may drink it all today. Then solo. 3 times through the chord progression, I get to solo, and then the guitar goes, and then back, and and it's just. And I'm listening to this the other day. I find this tape last week or something, and I go, oh, I gotta convert this. So I convert it, and I'm listening to it, and I was like, I haven't heard this probably since I was, I don't know, a couple years after we did it. So 19, 20.
Thanks.
You're welcome. It is amazing, the human mind, because when you're a teenager, everything is brand new, right? It's brand spanking new and exciting, and you're the first person to ever experience this or think of this or do that, right? And then you get through life and you realize, shit, nothing's new under the sun. We've all done, somebody's done it before, right? And it's just, but it was new to me, it was unique for me, and it was great, and it was a lot of fun. I was doing this, with my friends who I loved, and we were having a lot of fun doing it. Or at least that's the way I think I remember it. I just read what Mitchell Randall said. A hairy 16-year-old Matt who is horrible at keyboards wasn't on my AG Today bingo card. Asshole. So anyway, I'm sorry. Hole. So now we practice for I don't remember for how long, but we're every week after, I think it was Fridays after school, Jason would go home first, say hi to his mom, have some milk and cookies, and then come over to my house, and we'd get up in the attic, and the three of us would work out the show. And we went through the show. Every other song was a cover. Every other song was an original. And the covers were Sunshine of Your Love, White Room, Crossroads, and Born Under a Bad Sign.
Nice.
Okay?
Nice.
The originals.
It's
a good lineup, right?
Yeah.
Wait until you hear it. And then the originals were the Rock Spring Water Co. Blues, Go Away Blues, because, really original, Bob, and I think that might have been it. I don't recall if there was another one. We'll see. Okay, so now we got the show. And there's a bar on it's not there anymore, but it was on the corner of Beverwick Road and Route 46 in Parsippany, New Jersey, called the Rusty Nail. And they had underage night, where you can go and play.
Yes.
Teen night. I forget what they called it.
So you performed?
So we got to go with a bunch of other bands and, play there. Now, okay. We were the what? Why is this astounding?
I didn't realize that that's what this was.
I didn't realize.
Oh no, yeah, that was like an audience. Yeah. Oh, we did it in public.
Wasn't just in the attic.
I thought this was like a recording somebody did, and you were in your garage.
Ghost of Sickles Leg says, "Listen to Matt talk about his youth, and boy, does this fill in a lot of blanks." All right, I got to stop. I got to get to the point here. Okay, so we get to be in teen night or whatever they called it. I forget what it was called. Here's the problem, though. We were 16 years old. We were one of 3 bands. The other 2 bands were heavy metal bands. One was called Bloody Diarrhea or something, right? They were disgusting. But we had to go on first, and we were terrified of these leather-clad, smelly heavy metal guys, because I've got my Casio keyboard and my 2 friends, and we're all just these dorky kids, right? No style whatsoever. And, just dorks, 90s kids with T-shirts and jeans or whatever, and these guys are all jeans and that heavy leather with the chains and everything like that. And then, I swear to God, one of their names was Bloody Diarrhea. And so we're just terrified, and we got to go on first, right? So we go on. Now I got my friend Pete. Pete is going to introduce us, okay? Now, the way we have the show set up is we come out, and for those of you musicians, we hold out a D7 sharp 9. Blang! And Pete walks up to the microphone, he grabs the microphone, and he's like, ladies and gentlemen, for your listening pleasure, money and cigarettes, right? And then, and then we go into Sunshine of Your Love. So let's listen. See, and then there's stupid.
That's Pete.
Okay. So you can barely hear the microphones, but he says, ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening for money and cigarettes, and his voice cracks on cigarettes. Let's listen one more time.
Sounds like
okay?
he's 12.
He still has a very high voice. Now wait, so here's the one thing about this. Ginger Baker, one of the greatest drummers of all time. Okay, like he's not just boom chicka, right? He's Ginger Baker.
Yeah,
he's doom, it's all over the place, right? Jay's a guitarist. So you can't even hear the singing, right? It's very low,
very
right?
Low.
But then you can only hear when we get like a little louder or something like that. But here's the thing: when Jason sings. So this is the part where it's supposed to harmonize.
Yeah.
And so I got I've been waiting so long, and then Jay's supposed to be above me. God love him. He wasn't a good singer. Not that I was great, but like we couldn't harmonize, and I didn't have the heart to say to him, you know what? When we get to the love, just cut it out. I'll do it. I didn't have the heart. All right, so we don't need to keep going. We don't need to hear all of Sunshine. So then, okay. Here, let's listen to Rock Spring Water Co. Blues.
Yes.
Okay, we'll listen to that one. Okay.
That song is dedicated to Sydney and Lori.
Oh my God.
For helping us with our equipment.
That was me dedicating the song to our two friends
Sydney
who helped
and
us.
Morgan.
Lori, who helped us with our equipment. Wait till the jam starts, man.
You good? Are you good?
And we're like so serious.
Oh my God.
sit here and I noodle on the keyboard
yeah.
for like 3 turnarounds.
Yeah.
Right. And I only knew like 3 different. I knew 1 scale and like 3 different like flourishes to do. Oh, yeah. All right. So anyway,
Someone says I cannot unhear that.
No, you can't. Exactly. It's going to be, listen, tomorrow you're going to be singing it in the car on the way to work. All right. Now this one here. Now this was one of Jay's songs.
Is this Bob? I want it to be Bob so bad. Can it please be Bob?
It's Bob.
Okay, good.
Oh, yeah. Now, Bob. So I don't know exactly the story behind this song. I just know that he was a very depressive person. What?
We might have to pause so I can go pee because I'm gonna literally pee laughing.
No, we're not gonna dwell on this one for too long because he's not here to defend himself. Wait a second here. Wait, oh, my show. Oh well, I guess nobody can call in now.
I used to like cream in the doors and 3724 730.
John B, I used to like cream in the doors. Ended 3724 at 720. Oh God, that's funny. I picture Matt like Arnold Poindexter from Revenge of the Nerds playing him. No, I didn't have my hands available for that.
Oh my God.
Okay, people, you're gonna have to watch it with the comments because now none of us can breathe.
I know. Grant goes, now that's a song. How did this not go platinum? Oh God, another legendary band out of New Jersey. And that's the thing, but that's what I'm saying. Like at that age, you think you are going to be the next
100%.
Jonathan Bonathan Jovi or Bruce Springsteen. You don't realize until you get older the amount of work and talent that goes into being those guys.
Even those bands had to start something.
No, and they sucked at the beginning compared to what they became, but they were still better than we were. I guarantee you. I would love to hear John Bon Jovi's tapes of him at 16 years old, and I guarantee it's far better than this. I mean, come on. All right, now. Okay, Bob. I didn't write this. Somebody else's work, so let's be gentle.
I don't claim this as my own.
I don't claim this as my own, and I don't really do this to mock others. But here we go. Okay, now.
Is that you?
No, that's Jay.
Okay.
Son. Okay. Sitting alone in a dark black room. Wait. Sitting alone in a dark black room, and you cannot take it anymore.
Okay. Replay.
Hold on. Right, you wish you could just walk away, but the door's locked, and there's no way out.
This is like a horror movie.
So it goes back into the verse again. Wait, I want to get to the refrain. All right, so you got those depressing lyrics. What the hell is this? You got those depressing lyrics there, right? And then this part, the chords are all happy and cheery, and the lyrics are, inside the head of insanity is a bright and happy place, confusion and delusions of things that never were and never will be.
Whoa.
16 years old.
That's deep.
Okay, I can't take anymore. So like, it's just so bad. And then like, I don't know. And then we would end with Crossroads, which was like, I don't know why, but we could never do it at a normal speed. So like our hands were ready to fall off when we were done. I'll just a little bit of that and then we'll be done with it.
Oh, wow.
It's just so bad, and you know the problem is like the cymbals. It's Jay's. He only did the he never did the hi-hat, so it's just shh. Anyway, the funniest thing was afterwards, Bloody Diarrhea came up to us and they're like, "You guys are effing awesome!" Like they loved us. Bloody Diarrhea. And we were afraid. We were so afraid of Bloody Diarrhea beating us up. Like we honestly thought that we would get dragged out of there and beaten up and my keyboard would be smashed over my head and, you know.
Yeah.
But they loved it. But this is what I'm saying. You know, we know people, we know someone who's very delusional and thinks, you know, something that is not at all within his grasp, or her grasp. And you know, but this person's not 16. And it's, I don't know. It's just, I listen to this and I'm like, oh my God, like it's so embarrassing. But you have to try things, right? Like you got to do what you love to do.
Mean, that took some
guts to
do.
Yeah.
I mean,
big balls.
At 16?
That would take guts to do at 26 or 36.
Well, yes, but
especially if you're that bad.
Hey, it sounded like music. Like I recognized the songs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Mitchell had a great compliment here. Sounds better than Widespread Panic. Thank you, Mitchell. They were the house band for the Austin Powers. Who's we talking about here? Did Jason also write the lyrics to the theme to MASH? Oh, that's so great. Oh, shit. Oh.
I can only imagine what it would be like if Colby was in studio.
I know. I'm really pissed that he... no, I'm not pissed, but I'm disappointed. Metalheads are some of the most chill people you will ever meet.
That is a true statement.
Apparently. And let's see. Well, the crowd isn't booing, so that's a... With the recorder, or this is worse?
The recorder is worse.
No. This shakes the house. No, the amplifiers, the drums, it shakes the house.
I'm telling you, the recorder, it pierces.
Yeah, maybe.
Right through.
My sister played the recorder, but it's funny though. Like I don't know. It's just really embarrassing. But I figured I had to share that. I had to share that.
Glad you did share.
No. We don't need to do the whole. Well, you know, we're not qualifying it. It sucks. Like here, someone Marcia says, "I think you sound good," and then Peter Zach says, "That's because of the distortion."
I think Lance, the look of disgust on your face said
it's so
plenty.
Bad. It's so bad. Oh, my whole being was reeling from listening to that. Lance says, admit it, everyone. You want to see the video of this performance. Yeah, we don't have any...
I definitely do.
Yeah, I want to see Matt with long hair jamming out.
Yeah, there was one show... There was one show we did. So remember when I thanked Sydney and Lori for helping us move their stuff? Lori's parents were deaf, and they were part of a like an organization for deaf people.
Oh, where are we going with this?
Yeah.
And Lori said in the hallway one day, she goes, "Hey, would you be willing to play?" Now, I didn't know any of this stuff. Would you be willing to play for my parents' organization? And she's like, "They'll pay you." And I'm like, "Yeah. What's the organization?" And she's like, "Well, they're they're deaf." And I'm like, "What are you trying to say?" And she goes, No. You can blast the amps,
they feel
and they'll feel it, and they'll dance to the vibrations. And I was like, "Oh, yeah, okay, this will be great." $100 for 3 of us, so $33 a piece, whatever. And we get to blast it. Yes, and we're bringing a video camera, and we're gonna videotape it. We called it the Deaf Comedy Jam, and what happened was we forgot to hit record and of course in our minds this was the best show we ever played because they can't hear us.
Yeah.
So they don't know if we're messing up. So we were at ease.
Yeah.
And we play, but I'm sure it wasn't any good. And I wish there was a recording of it because that's the only recording I could find. There might have been some recordings of what do you call it? Rehearsals, practices, but I don't know where those are. They're probably like back in Jersey somewhere. I don't know about that. Colby, what did you think about that?
Hey.
I
so many things. I got so many things. I think it's really funny how bad you want to be Ray Manzarek.
I know. I loved Ray Manzarek. I still do.
I felt like He Alone from the Doors was playing with your buddies.
Yeah, thank you. That's a compliment. Yeah, but no, that's how I learned. This is before I learned how to play Billy Joel songs, so I was very limited because Ray Manzarek only used like one scale. So everything.
Well, it's like when a guitarist learns how to solo at first. College block parties, dude. I don't know how we ended up getting these shows.
Yeah, because you guys had talent. You actually had a band with talent, Colby.
Well, I don't know about that. I know that our best song was called Lucky Underwear.
But you're 12.
Yeah, you were.
We were 32 when we did this.
No, man. I mean that the one thing that is cool about playing shows out like that, though, is fans usually are really cool after you play. Every once in a while, you get some real douches, but.
Yeah, I mean, looking back now, I'm thinking Bloody Diarrhea heard us, and they were like, "These poor kids," and so they're so. Let's tell them that they were the best. Like we love them, and so that was sweeter than Bloody Diarrhea. And thank you. And those pentagrams meant nothing. Those were just you're actually good guys in Bloody Diarrhea.
Now. Let me ask you this. How many times did you guys play out? Like, did the shows start getting better?
No. We played out 3 times, I think. And then my next band, when I was 19, was substantially better because I played with good musicians, like who, knew their instruments. And it's one of those things where it's like they were better than I was as musicians. And it makes you either rise to the occasion or you have to bow out, and I didn't bow out. So, they asked me to join.
Nice.
There were a lot of people who had, but you know what? I don't really know. This has made me question my whole existence, this whole thing. Because, people who were truly more accomplished than me, later asked me to play with them and they thought I was good. But I'm listening to this, and it's only a couple of years before that happened. 3 years or so before that happened. I couldn't have gotten that good in 3 years. So maybe they were really just as bad too, but none of us could tell. We were all in the same delusional cloud. I don't know.
I think you're full of poo, but okay.
I don't. If I could find that band,
full of poo.
You guys had the first key of playing shows down is make the music so loud that you can't hear the vocals. That's the first step.
Well, I didn't like that. That wasn't on purpose. That was, we had there was a house sound guy there who had there was no sound check. It was just set your stuff up. Here's the microphone, kid. And that was it. I wanted to be above everybody. I couldn't hear myself.
Drinking a box on the rock.
Yeah. He doesn't care. Exactly. He's like, this is not.
You boys be fine.
Right. He's like, this is not what I planned when I got into music to be in the sound guy at teen night at the Rusty Nail. Yeah.
You ever play a venue where the microphone shocks you every time your mouth touches it?
It wasn't a concert, but I have spoken into a microphone where that's happened. Yes.
Dude, we played a show. This was in high school. We obviously we were playing a lot more at the time. I think this was in Jacksonville or something. It was in Jacksonville. It was in Jacksonville, this place called Jackrabbit, which has the nastiest bathroom, hands down, that I've ever seen in my life. And we were playing. It was a pretty good venue at the time. Every time I would lean over to sing, I'd get zapped, and it did that all night from the start of the show to the end of the show. It was the most miserable thing.
It's annoying.
Now I really want to do karaoke because I want to hear Colby sing.
Colby, I've heard Colby's like the real deal. See, you guys don't realize this. Like, he's the real deal, but I pay him $100 a month to shut up about it and not play anything and upstage me. He's that's true. He's very good. I've heard he's done like music videos and everything, and he's like, arms out and the hair blowing in the air, and it's black and white, and he's like, and he's like, he really almost honestly, I think Colby should have stuck with music because he could have been the next Scott Stapp.
What's that song?
Ooh, that's high praise, dude. That's high praise.
No, but he could have been the next someone.
What's the song with the music
I
video?
appreciate that.
It's black and white, and they're in the sand.
Wicked Game. Wicked Game. Chris Isaacs.
Chris Isaacs,
yeah.
Yes. Yes, that's what I'm imagining Colby.
Yeah, it's basically what it was. Washboard abs and the woman's all over him.
I did do in black and white.
Yeah, I know. I saw the video. You showed me the video. It's in black and white.
So she's not that far off.
Can you please send it to me?
He's wearing a thong.
That has it, I think.
No, I got a new phone since you sent me that text with the link in it. That was years ago you sent me that.
It was. It's crazy. I can, I'll text it to you guys.
Yeah, we'll play.
Oh my God, I'm so excited right now.
Email it to me. I'll pull it and we'll play it on the next show. Oh, wait, are we going to get a copyright? Well, whatever. We'll play it next week. Colby, I have to go. There's, no, they just hung up. Never mind. What?
Yeah, you go get
You with a publishing company or something?
No, not for that song.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Colby was a legitimate musician. We'll go into this next week. We don't have time, but next week we'll.
And he thought this same Colby that thought the person who drew and had mice in the drawer was Leonardo da Vinci.
The one and only. The one and only.
I don't know. B. I think it was a B.
Guys, everybody listen to me. The Q in Q-tip stands for quick. They're quick tips. They used to come with a little piece of advice written on the back of every package. It's a quick tip. Q-tip.
You can clean your ears quick, man.
Oh my God, Colby, you cracked me the hell up.
Oh boy. Well, listen, Colby, we've got to get on to Bethany's news here and get to dinner. But get to dinner. But is it dark? Oh no, it's dark out. All right, Colby, thank you for calling. Oh wait, that's the wrong button. That would have been a nice smooth transition.
And now, all the news that's fit to print and a good deal that's not. Here's AG Today's lead anchor Bethany Yingling with current events and
what? I want the funny one.
And now,
I love you.
All the news that's fit to print and a good deal that's not. With AG Today's lead anchor Bethany Yingling.
Sidewalk conditions and weekend events and cars crashing into buildings. whatever's happening, Bethany's got it and brings it all to you. Cause it's Bethany's news, Bethany's news, Bethany's news. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. Let's go.
Where did this idea come from?
Did you see that?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
All right, Bethany, what's in the news?
Well, I wanted to give us an update on the Warrior logo saga.
Hold it. Wait, I have to have my theme song for what's her face there. Here we go.
So as we all know, she created merch. So the school district went to Shopify and told them the situation, and they took her stuff down.
Nice.
Oh.
Yes.
All right.
Put on Shopify.
I'm trying to find the thing here. And Demps, the woman who has the trademark, asked for others to change their profile picture to an image stating "Love, it's the Warrior Way," #Warrior Way, that encircled the logo after her products were taken off the site. She now has to go through the whole Shopify
Honestly,
rebrand
what is the
stuff
purpose of this?
to have it taken back to put back up on Shopify. It'll take about 10 to 14 days for the products to go back onto her website. So yeah.
So
now I would say if I would think the next step is legal action.
Absolutely.
I mean, honestly,
what do you mean the next step? They've been going through legal action.
Well, now she's using it. And she's going out there and doing something with it.
They have more ground to...
Yeah, they have more grounds to do that, I would think. But
I think they did all along. I don't understand. In any of these articles I've read, none of them properly explain what she thinks her side of the story is. I mean, I know what she's trying, her extortion, but like, I don't know if it's technically extortion. I probably shouldn't put a name to it, but whatever it is she thinks she's doing, I know that side of it, but like, where does she think she has the ground? Because she was a student there? I don't get it. I still don't get the story.
This is her quote.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm quoting her. In response to comments on her Facebook page, Dems claimed her organization, Kirsten's Kids LLC, has been trying to get, this is the quote, GASD to do and be better for the past 4 years. They consistently disregard policy and safety concerns. This past year was the last straw, especially after finding out they had our logo unprotected in a retail space. Dems claimed that the
Wait. Let's take one point at a time. Go back, please. Go.
Especially after what? What was...
This is the part I don't get. Especially after... This past year was the last straw, especially after finding out they had our logo unprotected.
It's because she's trying to put the language out there that it's hers.
Her logo unprotected in a retail space.
Well,
was she pissed?
That she's trying to claim that it's hers, or is it that she's
Yeah.
throwing
She
herself
says-
our as in I'm a fellow warrior because I went there?
No, our as in like ownership.
Okay.
Yes.
Dems claims that the school district never had intellectual property rights to the logo, alleging they are in a non-inclusive licensing agreement with Pell Athletics. We decided to trademark the logo and set up the Gettysburg Warriors as its own entity. This way, revenue is properly allocated to the student and community needs. Dems claimed, and then they had to put, Dems claimed without outlining how the funds would be accounted for and spent.
Sure.
It was initially to be used for a community center, but Dems later claimed it would go to her business to allegedly supplement the student assistance program, using my business as a conduit to combat issues like drug use, truancy, and suicide.
In where?
In the school district.
In
I'm
the
assuming.
school district? So, but through her daycare?
Through her company.
That's a daycare, right? Right?
I have never heard that, but I don't know for sure.
I think
it is. When they named
it is.
what her... I'm
Kirsten's
pretty
Kid?
sure.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it's a daycare. I'm not positive on that, but... So much.
Yeah. There's just, what's the first thing that she says? It's
that she's mad at them.
But she's mad at them because of safety concerns?
No, so what it sounds like is she doesn't like how they're allocating funds that come to the school, and so she wants to control. That's what it is.
How the funds are allocated.
Yeah, so she's
But what does she say in the beginning, though? There's the first thing
Hold on,
in
let
her
me get
quote.
back to it.
Just go to the top of her quote.
They consistently disregard policy and safety concerns.
They consistently disregard policy and safety concerns. The school district, she's saying.
Yes.
Yep.
Who the hell is she? How does she know? Is she in the
trying
schools?
To get the school district to do better, do and be better. So
I hate that expression because it means absolutely nothing. Because everybody's idea of better is completely different. So I don't even, that means nothing, what she says there. But the rest of it, it's insanity. Like,
I'm assuming the money, she wants it to go back into the district to
So
help
donate
with these
it.
things.
Right, but then do fundraisers, do something else.
Right,
Like
have a
it
bake
doesn't.
sale.
And I think that here's the overall problem: is that if we don't understand what she's trying to do or what the issue is, then she's not being clear in her communication
Well,
about what her
she's going to
problem
make
is.
the school pay for stuff.
Right.
Ergo, taking money away from the school,
so they can't do
so
what
they
she's
can't
saying
do
they
what they
aren't doing
should be doing.
anyway, which makes no sense.
Right. I don't understand it. You know what I need to do here before we move on is I need to take a little what we like to call abuse from down under.
Oh, gee.
Oh, boy.
Grant, go ahead. It says Rick Rubin wanting to talk about Crossroads. That's what I mean, what a true asshole, you know. But go ahead, Rick Rubin.
What's up, old fella?
How you doing there?
Wouldn't you just die if it really was him?
Yeah, well, it says because I have the last time on air, it was February 15th, 32 total calls from this person. And the last auto screen was Larry. I want to talk about Zimbabwe. So
okay.
I know it's
was
Grant.
him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead, Granty. What do you want?
First of all, I was just wondering if you're okay. I'm worried about you. You were full stroking out earlier.
It's a true statement.
You know, it's funny. I have, I think what it was, somebody who said it, I had a lot of caffeine today, and I think I crashed once during the break. I had enough energy to start the show, crashed during the break.
During the bake.
I'm stoking out again. and then I was able to pull it back up later on. But I don't know. That was tough, but I'm okay, Grant.
So
what
you
else
taking
you want?
your meds and everything?
Taking the meds. Grant, I don't need to anymore. I'm going to tell you something. Since I've been doing the keto thing, I check my blood pressure. It's good without pills. It's amazing. When I was taking the pills, it would still come out high, but it's weird. I'm telling you, there's something about eating nothing but fat that my heart's clogged.
I told you.
I
What?
feel like we should get those meat chips back.
I have a bag at home.
Yeah.
I want more meat chips.
Go ahead, ladies. This is Grant's long distance call.
I'm sorry.
here
I'm
from
sorry,
Australia.
Grant.
Let's go ahead, Grant. What do you want?
It's not costing me any extra.
Shut up. Just go, Grant.
This is his way of getting us to shut up.
I'm just No. I love hearing from Cindy and Beth. They're the best part of the show.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks, Grant.
Grant, you got to come up
And
with a
Debbie.
new shtick. You got to come up with a
That
new
is not a shtick. He's
form
being
of
serious.
insult. I know, but it's like in every episode.
Poor Cindy. She's a real glutton for punishment, you know.
You should see her at home. She's got to deal with this crap at home, right? So tell them.
I mean, I can imagine.
He's playing with a knife while he says that. Can you
really
put that
have
down?
Just playing catch.
Thanks, Cindy. Do you feel safe? I honestly.
Yeah, tell them
I
about.
have nothing bad to say.
No. I'm just about how.
Does he put the toilet paper on the roll?
The knife is away. Be honest. No. I'm talking about. You think I act like an idiot just here? No, it's all day long.
It's everywhere.
The dog
It's
has
an
a
act?
voice. It's not an act. I'm an idiot.
The dog does have a voice.
Yes, she does.
Yes.
Well, at least you're self-aware.
Oh, I'm very aware. Well, I mean, listen, Grant. People have told me my entire life. You know, when the teachers used to throw me in the closet in Catholic school and call me an idiot and tell the children to pour their soda on my head. I got the message, Grant.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you call and do this, what?
I was just going to say, at Catholic school, when I used to swear, I got curry powder down the throat. So
you got what down the throat?
Curry powder. That was
curry
like
powder.
The punishment
curry
that the nuns
powder.
gave.
I wasn't sure what he said.
Oh my
I was
God,
very
that
concerned.
sounds like torture.
That is torture.
I'm sorry to hear that. We got Tabasco sauce up our nostrils. Keep going.
Well, there you go. But I have to say that the music was very good. I actually think people were underrating its quality.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, all the drummer was good, the bass player was good,
This is my
the
left hand.
guitarist was good.
Right.
The keyboard guy was still there, though.
The keyboard guy was also the bassist, sir. See, Grant.
And the vocals were horrific, but that's what it was like cats fighting. But
Yeah, well, that's
Cat
true.
fighting.
Grant does this thing where, like, I see him on, you know, the comments in YouTube or on YouTube. I'll see his comments on all the videos and stuff, and it's always like, you know, Charlie Fennell is amazing. Everybody else on the show except me is wonderful, right? You know, and it's it always makes me laugh. I have to tell you, Grant, it's funny because I picture this
they
little
are
Australian
wonderful.
pissant. What?
they are all wonderful, but you're there too.
Right, exactly. See, that's the joke that he's doing. So, like, it could seem, oh wow, this guy likes Charlie Fennell, you know, and he's just saying Charlie Fennell's great. But I know it's Grant. I know the routine, so it makes me laugh because I see and I go, Grant's, he's a cute kid, you know, kid. He's my age.
But I admit you're there. Although I must say, how hard is it? How hard is it to hit play and record?
I like when he makes himself laugh there. He just started giggling.
Well, I'm a funny guy, you know.
Yeah, you are, but looks aren't everything, Grant. Listen, if we put together a way for you to come here to the States for, let's say, a week or a weekend or something like that, would you do it? Would you?
Which I will.
What?
Which I am, just when it gets warmer.
Oh, well, then forget it. We'll give it to somebody else. Maybe our friend in Ireland will do that. Because you got that's a 15-hour. No. You're clearly doing it all by yourself anyway. You don't need anybody's help. So, F you.
We were going to put you in a historic house on the battlefield.
There you go. Going to get to sleep there with the ghosts.
Oh, that's all right. This is my favorite part of the place.
Yeah. People are like, man, you're such a sucker. Like, you know, this guy rips you apart all the time, every weekend. You're trying to figure out a way to fly him out here and give him a, you know, all expenses paid trip. And I go, hey, listen, I feel bad for him. Have you seen him?
You're such a generous individual.
Yeah.
You're generous, kind.
Yep. I'm waiting for that other shoe. Go ahead, Grant.
Very talented, a great singer.
All right. Yeah.
That's all I've got.
Oh. I was waiting. I was waiting for. I thought you had.
I've got another question.
Go ahead.
What did Avril do to his command?
Avril Lavigne.
No, Cam's friend.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Avril his men elegantly.
I had to get to the page. I was stalling. All right, listen. We have to get to.
Well,
we have to get to. Oh my God! It's almost 8 o'clock.
I know.
I've got one really. Okay, just hold on. There's one really important question I had.
Go ahead.
This was all to get up to this point. There's one really important question that I really have to ask. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Go, Grant!
Did he hang up?
Is that what he did? Oh, he did that. No, he's still there. And now he hung up. Okay.
Love
I'm gonna
him.
start doing that back to him. All right, please finish the news.
Well, now I don't even want to.
Oh,
because
come
it
on, you
wasn't
can do
even-
it.
Chick-fil-A corporate is very protective of their taste profile.
Go ahead.
So this one is not a good article, but I thought it even happens here. So Adams County, Franklin Township, man is accused of abusing a corpse and hurling a child across a room in a house allegedly contaminated with kitchen pans filled with feces and urine, piles of dirty diapers, and urine-soaked blankets.
What? This is what we're gonna end before dinner with?
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I said I didn't want to do it, but it's like
this is here.
This is here in Adams County. A woman.
Jesus
they
Christ.
called the EMS 911 for a woman who was having difficulty breathing, and she was outside the room when the EMS got there. The guy who called ran into the bedroom, and they were trying to get him out of there because, of course, they don't know what he's going to be doing.
Right.
And in the meantime, there is a dead body outside the room.
Oh my God.
So the guy comes out the door. They get him finally out the door of the bedroom, and he walks over the body, grabs the little kid that's crying, and throws the kid into the bathroom bodily by the arm.
Here?
Here in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, 5 miles west on Chambersburg Pike.
Wow. When did this happen?
That's a great question. Hold on one second.
I got to tell you something. I fucking hate people.
16 hours ago.
Oh.
There are no words.
No.
Thank you, Debbie. You're
So
right.
he has been arrested. I'm going to go with drugs are involved.
Oh, well, then it makes it okay.
Well,
He's a victim.
yeah.
That is horrifying. That's
Yeah.
out of a horror movie.
Yes, and it's here in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And so I just want to point out that even though this is one of those places that everyone looks at, oh, it's a
Yeah,
beautiful,
don't move here, folks.
idyllic place. I'm gonna throw something.
No,
at you.
yeah,
That's
but
what's
yeah,
happening.
you're right. There's people. The people are
Yeah,
shitty.
and then here they are. We
People are
have
still
problems
people.
like this even here.
People are still people.
So
Yeah. I remember when that college girl. Remember when she was murdered on Carlisle Street many years ago. Remember?
I don't remember that. That was BB before Bethany.
Was it? No. Well, it was my first stint down here, so I knew you. I met you. I think it was after I met you. Who knows? But the point is, I remember when she was murdered. She was 19, and then there was a kid who worked up at Liberty Mountain who was murdered in the woods behind a neighborhood out Fairfield Way, and with a coworker of his from Liberty, and they were like camping in the woods behind the neighborhood, and he stabbed him and tried to set him on fire.
Well, I had an interesting thing. This is local news as well. One of my volunteers at COG at the Children's Museum called me to tell me he couldn't come in last Thursday. And I was like, oh, bud, is everything okay? And he goes, no, it's not. And I said, well, what happened? He said, my wife was killed. And I said, well, of course, he was crying. I was crying. He was kind of telling me about everything that had to be happening in his life.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I'm Googling,
Because you don't want to ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While he was volunteering at the Children's Museum, his wife and the granddaughter were home. An ex-boyfriend of the granddaughter came to the home. The grandmother opened the door to the doorbell ringing, and he stabbed her 25 times and killed her, went upstairs, sexually assaulted the granddaughter, and fled the scene.
Wow.
Here?
Here.
And when was that?
That was last 2 Thursdays ago.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding me?
Mm-mm.
I'll tell you something, man. People are effed up.
Mm-hmm.
This is why this is why I play the lottery, because I'm going to get a lot of money and I'm going to live in the middle of nowhere. I don't want to be around people anymore.
Yeah. And the sad part is, like, the part that had me like just standing there staring in shock was that all that happened, and he calls me 5 days later to make sure I know he's not going to come in for his volunteer shift.
Yeah.
And I'm like, buddy, you got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing is the people here are mostly good people.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a guy who's thinking of other people, even though his whole world just collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
He's still thinking about how his absence is going to affect
my
other
children's
people.
museum. Yeah.
And I'd like to think that the majority of the people in our country
Mm-hmm.
are that way.
Mm-hmm.
Over a certain age.
Yeah.
Certainly not in Australia.
Grant. He didn't mean that.
But no, I did about Grant. But seriously though, those are very disturbing stories.
Mm-hmm. And they're both here.
And they both happened in the last 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
That first story is absolutely disgusting. Do you have something uplifting?
She does.
Go ahead.
Oh, well, it's not, I mean, I don't know that it's completely uplifting, but so you've heard Ernie's Texas Lunch and all the
Yes.
scuttlebutt around that.
I haven't heard all the scuttlebutt.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
Well, they want to retire, which is great. That's
Right.
great news. Good for them. And sold the restaurant to Olivia's, folks who own Olivia's.
Oh, so that's already happened.
Yes.
Okay.
And, somebody, they put up new decals on the window. It's going to be called Honeybee Restaurant. And people came out of the woodworks to be very upset and vocal about the fact that Ernie's Texas Lunch is no longer there. How could it turn into something different? And there was quite a bit of back and forth online. And so Ernie's put up something on their page that was an important announcement. It has both of their logos on it. And it says, I promised an announcement. I am selling Ernie's to Harry Tasso. I don't know how you say that. I'm sorry. Of Olivia's. The new name will be Honeybee Restaurant, featuring Ernie's Texas Lunch hot dogs. Our staff is staying on. None of the important stuff is changing. We feel this is as much a partnership as a transaction. Harry wants to continue my family's legacy through his family's legacy. More soon. Thanks for supporting us.
Good.
So
that's very sweet.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, it is.
But what was somebody say? Let me.
Yeah.
Wasn't somebody saying the other day that they had changed? They put honeybees up and then
they
and it went back to Ernie's
because there was all of that stuff. We think
hubbub.
that's what happened because
we don't know.
We don't know for sure, but the decals were up in the window, and then suddenly they were down, and Ernie's were back up in the window after all of this.
Speaking of getting kicked in the head by a mule, I'm looking at Grant in the comments here. Grant goes, he goes, I do hope he comes up here because I want to meet Grant and punch him. No, I want to meet him. Let's start. He goes, I hung up with an exclamation point. And James D goes, you showed them, Grant. John B goes, Matt, you got granted. And Grant goes, sorry, Debbie, I just realized I didn't mention you.
That's okay, Grant. I still love you.
Well, I don't. Anyway, Grant, we do love you. Grant, you are funny. He does crack me up.
He always makes very nice comments about me.
Yeah, but don't you understand? He doesn't mean that. He's just doing it because he thinks it hurts
no, I
me.
think mine are legit.
No.
Yeah, I'm going to go with they're legit.
No, he told me specifically yours are not.
Secretly, he loves me.
Actually, secretly, he's a misogynist. Not secretly. If you look at his,
not secretly.
If you look at his posts on Facebook, it's called Grant.
I don't know his last name. Isn't his real name Larry?
Grant Aussie.
Didn't you say his real name was Larry?
No.
No, that's
His
what
real
he
name is
called
Grant.
himself last time he called it.
But
He
didn't
changes
you
his
say-
name every time he
But
calls.
didn't you say, what is your real name? And he said, it's actually Larry.
He's not.
Oh.
You can't take anything he says serious.
All
Grant,
right, I'm
Grant
sorry.
is he's like me. He's full of shit. John Stewart says, Ernest Hemingway once wrote, "The world is a fine place and worth fighting for." I agree with the second part. Hey, listen, we've had a long night. Where are we going to dinner? And listen, here's a new rule for dinner. I don't care. Everybody else choose. Nobody turn to me and go, so have we decided where we're going?
You're the head honcho.
No.
You decide where we're going. We
I'm
only
the head
have 2
honcho.
options.
I do everything else. I don't want to decide dinner.
Well,
so
then
you
I
guys
say
pick
Labellas.
it. No. I beat over.
And then he just made the decision himself.
No, I'm just kidding. I really don't care where we go.
I'm not even
because
listening to
I
you
have to.
anymore. No,
I'm
I'm not
limited.
listening to you
I'm limited anyway. I can only eat certain things off of any menu, so it doesn't matter.
So let me guess. The mussels.
Yeah.
Meatballs.
The
The
balls of
meatballs.
meat, the sausage,
And the salad
The
with
salad.
the
Salad.
shrimp on it.
Added.
the shrimp,
Yeah.
maybe some
And a
salmon.
water.
She has the
No.
water. I have either
Ice-
the unsweetened iced tea
Oh,
or
right.
the
Club
Barks root beer. No, I don't have, or club soda. All right, so we're going to go to the Labellas,
Yeah.
right? So if you're in town, ladies and gentlemen, and you want to stalk some celebrities, I don't know where any are this
Hey,
night,
so
but
Cindy
we're going
and
to be
Debbie
at
are gonna
the
be there.
Labella. Yeah, and come on in. Hey, listen, I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had fun at my expense, because that's why I put it out there. Patreon.com/addressing Gettysburg. Make the humiliation worth my while. No, really. Thank you all for listening, and that's not the right one. I keep doing it. Thank you all for listening. We will have a good night with you when we go elsewhere. And until we go elsewhere, we're going to be the same as we always have been in the winter and the rain and the Irish blessing. Goodbye.
AGTA's opening theme is written and performed by Colin Southfield and the Mushroom Country Band. Bumper music is arranged and performed by Billy Webster and sometimes Kevin McLeod. AG Today is produced by Matt Cowlery, Bethany Gingling, Debbie Jones, and Cindy Compton. Engineered by Colby Sumner and maybe sometimes someone else. Guest accommodations are provided by the guests themselves. We'll need a couple thousand patrons to be able to put people up in hotels. Speaking of patrons, maybe you'd like to become one. You'll find plenty of perks over there, not to mention hundreds of episodes that will help you further your Gettysburg and Civil War education. So go to patreon.com/addressing Gettysburg. I'm Huevos Grande, the voice of Addressing Gettysburg. Thanks for listening.
Resistance wasn't made while we were marching through Georgia. Hurrah, hurrah, we bring Jubilee. Hurrah, hurrah, the flag that makes you free. So we sent the chorus from Atlanta to the sea while we were marching through Georgia. While we were marching through Georgia. While we were marching through Georgia.
That wasn't now. Chattanooga.
This concludes our